All right, Vestas, how you doing? I'm gonna come to the stage because we're about to jump directly into this. Let's see here. Come on with it. There we go. Let's see here. How you doing, Vestas? How you doing, Vestas? How you doing? How you doing? I hope that your week has been fine. Hey, it's a long weekend. I want you to be safe out here. You already know how the lives, how been ending the lives. Be safe, be safe, be safe. Welcome to Tony Talks Vested Up, compelling sports edge on the 4th of July. Hey, I was watching my girl, Unbreakable Strong Woman, with Nina this morning while I was preparing for this live, and she said exactly what I think we all need to hear. And it has been going around for years and years and years that, black people shouldn't not celebrate the 4th of July, because when the 4th of July 1776 was birthed, our ancestors were slaves. But she made a valid point. Guess what? We're not enslaved anymore. Our ancestors that may have been sitting across the field while they were celebrating in the big house and across over there having their own party. Our ancestors was just dreaming of the day where we could just do the same thing and live free and pursue the same dreams. So today we're going to celebrate our independence. And guess what? They may try to put us back in segregation. I don't mind that. They may try to pretend like we back in 1960. The devil is a lie. That's why we're going to rise up and we're going to show that we are free too. Nah. We're just not going to let them celebrate the 4th of July. What? We're not in bondage no more. So, hey, I totally understand. Unbreakable Strong Woman with Nina. I think you did that live probably about 5 hours ago. When I saw it, it probably was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But you was right. You were right. And guess what? What we doing over here, I'm going to continue while Karmelo Anthony legal team continue to do what they do behind the scenes. We're going to continue to break down the law over here and everything else. Not just for that case, because we don't know what the future holds around the corner. We don't know what the future holds around the corner. So when I'm breaking down this case and the laws, in the Karmelo Anthony case, I definitely, when I say make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest, I'm talking about you too. Because, hey, we all need to have the mindset, what if you or another family member, what if you get a Mike Howard as a defense attorney? If you're going to pay a lawyer money, his retainer, and legal fees, because they get paid by the hour, you need to hold them accountable. Every time somebody, and all legal attorneys, all the students that's in school, and all other defense attorneys right now, Mike Howard has put all of the United States legal attorneys' backs against the wall, especially the criminal defense attorneys. Y'all, and I'm so serious, I'm not even smiling no more. Every time that you are a family member of somebody, you need to retain a lawyer, you need to vet them. You need to vet them, but look, they need to earn your retainer fee and all of the fees that you're going to pay them. Ask the right questions. Continue to ask questions, because they will give you at least a 1 hour, sometimes 2 hour free consultant period. Okay, vet your lawyers. Mike Howard is not the only one out here. Every time, and I'm gonna say this to all of the students and all of the current defense attorneys, especially criminal, Mike Howard has put y'all in a very bad situation about what he didn't do in this case right here. And on the other side of the table, every time you or a family member or somebody has to go to court even if it's a misdemeanor, a felony, criminal, you have to put in your mind that there is a DA, Greg Willis, on the other side of the courtroom. That's the mind frame we have to have when we or anybody else walk into this courtroom. And then also for you, let's say you, your family member, or nobody that you know of have to be a defendant in a courtroom. You need to know what to do in that jury stand, because you don't want to, how can I say, convict somebody on no evidence, convict somebody on lying witnesses, convict somebody on distorted videos just because of the race, the skin of their color. Hint, hint. So let's go ahead and start this show. So once again, welcome to Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. The 4th of July. To all of our loved ones that has passed away and never thought that Black America would see a day such as this. I love you, Grandmama. Rest in peace. I love you, Ali. Rest in peace. I love you, Mr. Otis. Rest in peace. And I want you and everybody that you have lost, that would love to be living through a time like this. Even though the world is not perfect, America is not perfect, we are still here. Let me tell you one thing. I've told you enough right now that I'm a veteran. Listen, don't you let white America, racist, nobody say that flag right there behind Karmelo Anthony don't belong to us too. That is why I got that flag behind his head. That is a U.S. American citizen, and everything that I'm going to go over today, it applies to him. It applies to even Black Americans. Don't let them think. We got to start changing the narratives. Don't let them think that the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, all the amendments, all the Bill of Rights don't apply to us. Because yes, it does. Listen, and I'm going to start this show here because there's a lot I want to discuss. And it's going to be a lot. Like I said, it's for you, me, our kids, our grandkids. It's for everybody, because we don't know when we're going to get hit with a lot of could be legal issues, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that has been watching this series and they said, hold on, the lawyer had the right to suppress evidence before the trial. Yes, Mike Howard had the legal duty and the legal right to suppress the video, but he didn't do that at the pre-trial phase of the legal process. So look, we're going to continue to dig. And also, unbreakable, strong woman with Nina. Sweetie, just keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to research nothing. Deliver the facts the way you deliver the facts. And Lady Elegance, I got a Vesta she's been here since day one. I think Lady E found me around February. She's in her 60s and she's talking about this case on the treadmill. So Lady E, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being a double Vesta. Lakeysha, Keysha, shout out to you for doing what you're doing. Continue to bring them on your platform, because while you're interviewing, I'm analyzing and I'm digging up the facts to back up everything they said. No captivity with Freezy. Keep doing it the way that you do it. We are an enterprise. We're not cookie cutters. Lady E, continue to walk on that treadmill and do what you want to do. Clean out the refrigerator, cook, do anything you want to do. We just need everybody to continue to talk about this case. Continue to talk about this case. And y'all, believe it or not, because we are continuing to talk about this case, they cannot bury this case. Because social media, it's been 25 days since he's been convicted. It's been 13 days since his legal team was assembled. 25 days, y'all. 25 days, and we're still riding like it just happened yesterday. So, hey, this is where endurance and stamina is built. Don't give up, because I'm going to continue to push. Now, before I start this show, hold on. Let me see what Baston is in this room. Okay, hold on. Woo! Happy Independence, Black America. Happy Independence. Happy Independence. Like I said, when this holiday was formed, our ancestors was in the fields, eating on anything, probably getting whipped and everything else. But look at us now. Look at us now. Come on now. Thank you, Strong. Unbreakable Strong Woman by Nita. Come on with it. And y'all, let me tell you one thing. Even my girl Tasha K is over there. She started a revolution. She must be got some winos or some new winos. Yeah, I'm a wino too. You know what? Even she's having a revolution over there. She said basically, if you don't like the content that in the direction that I'm moving into, you can unsubscribe. Y'all. I think it's been some how can I say it? The other sector, they even harassing her. The audacity of these people. And she talks about celebrity gospel, y'all. They're going over there trying to control Tasha K on what she talks about. Oh, y'all know, but I told y'all don't believe me. I told you there's something in the atmosphere that is making us rise up. We're getting our strength. Hold on. It's too early, Father. Hold on. It's too early. But something is going on spiritually where they are. If we feel it, I know they feel it and they can't understand it. So that's why they are reverting back to tactics that their ancestors used against us, because they know they're losing control. They know that, hold on, this ain't the Black Americans that we're used to. Oh, you know what? Let's go back and use what our ancestors used in order to put them back in our place. Who? You saw what I showed you in the last live. They're going to sports commentators. And Emmanuel Acho, please be safe. You know I don't like you, but hey, we're going to stand this solidarity. They going over here to a sports commentator because he talked about the white basketball player, and they came and talked just like their ancestors, the way they said with the N words. They cussed him out. I'm going to put you on that tree. I thought they said that racism was dead. And they're talking about NBA. And they said that him called him on this phone, unknown number. I mean, said something that's straight out of Mississippi burning. And now they over there messing with Tasha. Oh my God. Let's keep pushing. Let me see who's in the comments. Let's go. Let's see here. Praise the Lord this day. Praise the Lord. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, Mary. What's up, Everlove? Greetings, my sisters and chat. Let's stay cool today the very best way we can. Those firecrackers are gonna do more damage. Pay attention in your own surroundings. They're in plain sight like never before. If y'all don't get why I'm laughing, we got Shador Sanders number in the house, 144. Oh, that's that biblical number. 144 is in the house. They just left. Hold on, they just left. But still, that is that biblical number, y'all. She's talking in double entendres. Greeting my sisters in chats. Let's stay cool today the best way we can. Those firecrackers are going to do more damage. Pay attention in your own surroundings. It's there in plain sight like never before. I just said that. Come on, Tony. We love your dedication and passion for this cause. Stay strong and in the power of his might. Thank you so much. Ephesians 6:10. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Y'all see, y'all got me smiling too early. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, salute to all. Yes, Q Kennedy. Yeah, okay. And to all of the veterans in the room, welcome. I had some mods contact me this weekend and said that the veterans was coming in the room. Welcome. Welcome, veterans. Battle buddies, welcome. What's up, Justine? You know what to do. Grace and peace be unto all. Amen. I don't celebrate nothing. I'm tired. You good. Just stay vested up at all times. Not here, not celebrate. They can have the 4th of July. I'm definitely going to celebrate for my loved ones, but I understand. Miss Mel, this case has taught a lot of lessons. Miss Mel, I don't know if you was in the last live, but I said the same thing. This case has definitely taught Black America a lot of things. And it exposed a lot of things globally and to America. There is no way that America can hold her head up high and say that racism doesn't exist no more. So this case here is exposing a lot. And also for Black Americans, there is one part, and like I said in the last live, I know in my own life, being at my big age, I've heard of law. Thank God I've never been in trouble before. But you really don't try to do your research on law or the criminal or the phases of law until you or somebody else get into that situation. So actually, we're going to do our research before anybody that we knows get into this situation. So all I'm saying is, before this case, I knew of law, a very rudimentary parts of the law, and I have been a juror before. So I know when I saw that evidence, I said, oh, no. But a lot of Black Americans on all of these channels, we're discussing laws and amendments and the justice system, because that, I'm going to say, in our lives, and don't be fooled, also in the white American lives, this is a part of the United States that a lot of people don't dig in, especially if you're not a lawyer. And when people say, oh, you're not a lawyer, you can't discuss this, say who? Because it is the U.S. citizens that make up the jury pool. And I'm going to say more than half, I'm going to say probably 80 or 90% of the cases in America is a trial by jury. And that's us. So the more we get educated on this, we're still going to support, we're going to scream free Karmelo Anthony, don't get fooled, but we also going to be looking at this information, taking our own notes and considering if it happens in the future to someone that we know, or even us, at least we'll know, we won't be too frightened of the legal system. We won't, what that mean. Hold on, is he telling me the truth? Where my lawyer said, because it was the same lawyer that told the Karmelo Anthony father, don't put him on the stands. Even when the bishop said, I begged Karmelo's Anthony father, and I'm not jumping on him, but I'm saying they put too much stock into what Mike Howard was saying. That's the only reason we are here. We're gonna discuss that. But yeah, you're right, Mel. Yes, now we have to vet. Yes, we have to vet every defense attorney, even if you knock on a lawyer's door for a traffic ticket. Pretend like they're Mike Howard. And they gotta go up against a DA like Greg Willis. That's how we have to approach these things. And especially when it gets into the felony part, remember, your lawyer they have the right to motion to suppress evidence. Hey, even before it even go to trial. So let's say if somebody gets locked up and the only evidence that the DA got, let's say, is clothing or shoes or video. Hold on, that ain't me. Hold on. I was here at this time. That's timeline. That shows where you were at exactly when the case of the robbery or whatever happened. Oh, those are not my shoes. I weigh a size 11. That's a size 7. And I ain't gonna do their job for them, but vet them. You're right. Hey, how you doing? This the first time I've seen you in the chats too. Okay, I'm not celebrating. Roger that. Gotcha. Each one share experience about your attorney. Come on with it. Hey, what's up, SDP 1208? Hey, make sure you shout out all the veterans in the room, okay? But he's not a black citizen. He's black. Tomato. I'm an Israelite, but I'm a black American. I was born here. The lost tribe of Judah. Okay. Hey, Slim081. Thank you for your service. Yo, you good, Mary. You good. Even now, in and out of uniform, I'm still servicing the public. Amen. Thank you. You welcome. What's up, 420? I watch Unbreakable Strong One. Okay, cheerleader. Okay. Now our celebration. And that is true. I celebrate Juneteenth. Now, hey, we could even call this a second Juneteenth. But what I'm saying is, what she said this morning was valid. Was valid. Let's see here. I had to go back to the beginning before the internet started rewriting the narratives. The fight with Melo was staged from one mom, Hunter, and dad. They've been protecting Hunter. Come on with it. 420. That is a growing consensus. Trust me. Good morning, Tony. Investors, enjoy their holidays. Be safe. Yeah, Simone. In my opinion, the judge is having. You must have already saw my slides when I was putting them together about 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. Hold one. Make sure, Charlotte. I'm gonna jump into this right now. Let me go and give love to the investors in the room. In my opinion, the judge is hiding evidence. Hold one. I'm starting off the live with that. They said that Karmelo, the madcap, know the truth about Hunter because I believe they protected. Yes, we already came to that conclusion. And guess what? I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to break down this because guess what? My audience, and to look, all white Americans in here. Listen, when I talk to black people, I'm just talking to my community. That doesn't mean that you're not welcome over here. As long as you're not a racist and you're not putting disparaging things in the comments, that's why we're doing this, because there is a sense of white America is actually trying to understand what's going on in this case. You know why? Because white Americans wouldn't be in the comments agreeing to some of the things that I'm saying. They're even saying that I'm white, and you're bringing up valid points. To all of the viewers, if you're not part of the black community and you really want to understand why we're so hostile against what happened in Collins County, you're welcome. But don't come in here with the racist spews. You would definitely get escorted to the left. But you're welcome to, because I'm hearing some conversations from white America. A lot of y'all saying this thing is not lining up. Something is wrong, but you won't say it out loud. But it's okay. Just watch down how we're breaking it down over here, okay? And the other channels. But just don't come over here with the racist talk. For we wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in the high places. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Marble. You know what? Going back to when they said or tried to make us believe that racism was dead, especially when President Obama was elected, that's when they wanted us to believe that racism went dead. No, actually, that's when it started creeping back up, because there was a lot of people didn't like the fact that a black man, biracial or not, held that office with that beautiful black family, and they still messing with Miss Michelle Obama, and she ain't done nothing. I'm trying to tell you, I know I got a lot of black men in the room, and even as the Vestas on the sports channel, but it's something about the power of a black woman. There is something about the power of a black woman that irritates this universe. It's just, but, oh gosh, I can't say no more. But you know the power that we hold. But Michelle Obama does nothing wrong, and they just still talking about her like she's a man. And we'll talk, y'all, we'll talk. But going back to this, they said that racism was dead. Well, how is it that the current racist population is still talking like their forefathers, their ancestors? You're right, because it was the spirit. It was the spirit. It was the evilness that got passed down. They got passed down through the bloodline. So that's why we're facing what we're facing now, because when that body got laid down to rest, it still was in the blood. It still was in the spirit. This is a spiritual thing that we're fighting at. And y'all, let me tell you one thing, Black America. Let me tell you one thing, Black America. It's another something that I agreed with Nina today. She said this, and I thought about this a week ago. This is the time to put our feet down. We can't turn away from this story because it's just going to get worse. She said she thinks this is the final, I forgot what she said, but this is it. This is the finale. Either we're going to get it right, we're going to put our chest down, we're going to turn away from the entertainment type of things, and we're going to continue to fight for this young man, because while we're fighting for this young man, we're fighting for us too. Let's go ahead and bury this rat now. Because guess what? You remember in the last live, somebody came over here and said, why don't y'all just shut the F up and be normal people? See, that's what they want us to do. Even the Black Americans, that are telling us to be quiet, let this thing go. Oh, Karmelo Anthony is guilty. Not from what I saw. It should have been a hung jury or not guilty if the jury you would have used common sense. But we already know this thing was orchestrated. So there's a sector. That's why I call them a sector now. They are Black Americans and white Americans who want us to be quiet. No, they want us to be quiet so they can continue with the status quo. That's what it's called, the status quo. I refuse. See, because when I get older, I don't want my nieces or nephews or second cousins, third cousins who are babies right now to be dealing with this. Who, raise your hand, at your big age, did you think that we would be living in times that look like Mississippi burning or Rosewood? Not I, but I was always careful because I grew up in Georgia and we still got towns that's, you better leave that certain part of the state when the sun going down. I'm not saying that it was, but it's a different energy going through those little towns when the sun go down. I'm just saying, but I never thought it. I believe they deliberate would not test the fingerprints. Listen, they don't have to. They got a new legal team. See, when you get a new legal team, right? Okay, the appeal process right now is going through, right? But if the legal team starts going through the files, listen, I got that too. Oh, I want to get through this. It's something called a reversible error. I got that. Okay, let me get right here. I believe that they deliberate will not test the fingerprints on that knife. That's why I said preschoolers could have put this case together and been this dude's lawyer. Right. You could have got my nephew. He said, listen, it's called reversible error. So when his new legal team is going through everything, especially in that video and some other stuff, just hold on. I found some loopholes. Hold on. The tribe. Come on with it. I call this over here the invisible black enterprise network. The moment Karmelo get a new legal team, you have noticed the head start. Come on. The moment Karmelo got a new legal team, have you noticed they started backtracking and using damage control, starting with the lady who gave up the address down to the people. Come on, yes. Her name is Melanie Slout, whatever her name is. S.H. Slaughter, yeah. She got fired. Hey, listen, I think that was, if the legal team got together last Monday, I'll say by this Monday on the 8th day that legal team got assembled, she got fired. That's what I'm saying. Things already happened in the background. We just don't know it. And that's what I like. This legal team is moving in silence. Oh, hold on. Yeah. And remember, we talked about this 420 and all the vessels that was here. We started noticing, especially when that legal team got assembled, the mainstream media start really talking about the story. I said, well, they're not talking about the story no more. They trying to bury this, y'all, because they know once this new legal team expose everything behind the scenes, they don't want to give it publicity. They want it just to slide it under the cover. So if they stop reporting on it now, whenever everything is exposed, they'll be like, oh, they may not even report on it. The mainstream media may not even report that Karmelo Anthony is out on appeal and that the case has been overturned or there's a retrial, because it's going to be so much boo-boo on their face, especially on Fox News, especially Megyn Kelly. Oh, I still got you on my running list. I'm still going to address you when I got time, but I don't got time today because I need to get this information out to my community. But Megyn Kelly is still on my radar and my running list. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get you right. They took worldly over spiritual. Right. Bright day. Hey, so on Fridays, because I come on Saturday mornings, I don't do Fridays afternoons. But no, you good, Bunny. You right on time. Grand Rising, this is my first time here. What's up, Radiant? How you doing? All right, make sure you go and get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because we stay vested up over here, 365 degrees. All right, welcome to the channel and all of the new vesters. Wow, the subscriptions have been off the charts. So thank you. Even if you never put a comment, I'm going to say thank you to the invisible vesters that support this channel just by watching, liking, and commenting, because it goes down in the comments. Okay. Shalom, blessed and beautiful family. Blessed to be here today. Cindy, the first Shabbat, shalom, blessed and beautiful family. Blessed to be here today. Thank you so much, Cindy. Love your channel and all that you do. Thank you so much. Shante Thompson 6907. Thank you. I brought the winch and hammer today. Listen, they're not getting no shine over here. I don't think. One or two may pop their head up, but they've been quiet lately, especially with the Proud Boys Nationals that came over here in the beginning of this series, and they tried to intimidate me. But when I told them, hey, FBI and Department of Justice, I give you the right to monitor my channel and content because they already monitoring. And I say, please, you can go ahead and document the handles too. They got out of here real fast, okay? So they really don't come over here no more like that. Every eyewitness lied, that judge racist, the lawyer is racist, auntie slipped and fell on the Austin slipped and fell on a knife. Karmelo jumped. They airbrush his bruises. Right, Henry. We have been discussing that. Okay, I'm gonna give it about 2 more minutes. Oh, it's already been 34 minutes and we've been showing love. I want to get into these slides and then I'm gonna come back to the comments. They really mad because Karmelo family was wealthy, and we can't have anything in their eyes, and the Second Amendment doesn't apply. The devil, right? See, this is what I'm saying. They want us to believe that these amendments and Bill of Rights don't apply to Black Americans. slash the Israelites, right? The foundation of Black Americans, the true Indians of this country. That's why I said we have to continue to do these type of researches. So let's not give them the power to even think that it doesn't apply. The only way they think that the amendments, the rights to bear arms, all of the amendments, the only way they think that this doesn't apply to us, if we make them feel that it doesn't apply to us. They know it applies to us, but it's if they continue to, how can I say it, like the lady in Florida, if they keep pushing back and saying, oh, that was murder, no, that was self-defense. Don't give them the power. Continue to push back. This is what I'm saying. That's why I always put in the titles, Karmelo Anthony Self-Defense Case. Self-defense. Do not give them the power to make them believe that Black Americans, this is what I'm trying to say, that Black Americans don't have rights to bear arms and that we don't have right to defend ourselves. These are our constitutional rights also. These are our constitutional rights also. Let me keep going. I know I was rambling at the time. I was trying to find my words, but I got it there, okay? Witnesses never... Come on with it. Witnesses never said they saw a knife. I can't even read this. They were still tussling after Karmelo left the tent. Do you know there's a sector? And when I say the sector, I'm talking about Black Americans and some white Americans. Some Black Americans, some white Americans. They didn't even see the fight under the tent. They won't even acknowledge the other fight under the tent. If Austin took the bag, how did nobody see it? Queen Tony investors, yes. Come on with it, Brownie. I heard there was a banana peel under the tent and Austin done slipped on it and fell on the stake. And then everybody decided to blame Karmelo because he's Black. I don't know what happened to the tent. I'm finna show you why the real video. God, hold on. I want to stay here. I want to stay here. Oh, okay. Y'all monitor. Let me go ahead and break this up. I want to stay here. I want to stay in the comments. Y'all listen. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm traveling tomorrow on work travel. But tomorrow it's gonna be an afternoon live where I'm just going to go through the chats. I'm gonna talk to everybody. I'm gonna address everybody comments. I don't need no Cash App. I don't need nothing, no super chats. I just want you to be here to get the information. We just need to talk like a community and share information. And if you want to come up tomorrow, you can come up on the platform. I'm just going to have an open forum tomorrow and I'm going to read everybody comment as long as my throat doesn't get hurt. As long as, my tongue doesn't swell, I'm going to try to read every comment tomorrow, but I'm going to have to do a cap. So if your comment is not, I'm gonna call out a certain time because I can't read the comments all day, but I'm gonna have a cutoff time. I'm gonna read every chat before that cutoff time. Okay, that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. Oh, because I want to hear from you too, and I want to get everybody love and shout out because it's going down in the comments. We are talking, we are learning. We got talking about evidence, chokeholds, medical, this and that. Lord. Y'all don't know who's behind the scenes of the come on with it, bastards. Y'all getting me happy over here. Hold on. And we talking about law because I already been a juror. You gonna be a jury next. A juror. And let's do the right things. Let's go ahead and set the status quo. Here we go. Come on to the stage. Let's see here. Slides up. Here we go. Now, let me go here. That was 10:26. Let me go. Justine. 39 minutes. Y'all don't get distracted when I call out Justine's name. She's just one of my senior mods, and she's going to help me chapter up the video. So after the video, if you want a certain spot to come back and focus on, that's why I'm calling up the times so I can chapter up the video. Okay. Now let me go ahead and do this right here. We finna jump straight into it. Okay. Woo. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's start this right here. Now that's the right. I don't like that. Let me go to start this right here. Here we go. All right. Today we're going to talk about, let me pull this up so you know exactly what we're going to talk about. I want to go ahead and share to you. I want to start doing this so you'll know exactly what the intent of this live is. Hold on. And I should have put this on another. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up now. All right, here we go. StreamYard, if you ever become a content creator, just know that StreamYard doesn't like you pulling up other tabs and other windows. So that's what's going on right now. And it kind of slows down. So hold on. Now, here we go. This is what we're talking about today. Karmelo Anthony Self-Defense Case, Unfair Extreme Prejudice, Law Analysis, the 6th and 14th Amendment, right? Was Karmelo Anthony verdict a violation of the 6th and the 14th Amendment? We're deep diving into the law analysis of extreme prejudice. Hold on, extreme prejudice. Did y'all know that was a thing? Extreme prejudice. Ooh, the FISD Camera Technology. I told you I was doing my homework. And the critical evidence preservation errors, that can lead to the law reversal. Let that settle in. I just said something. So we're going to talk about the 6th and the 14th Amendment, law reversal error, the cameras that is used throughout Texas, preservation of evidence, expedited appeal, and other key critical law elements. Let's keep moving forward. Now I got your attention. Y'all, this was the last live that I did when I discussed my opinions on why Karmelo Anthony did not take the stand. So please, that video is chaptered up. I know it's a long weekend. If you want to hear something else regarding this case, a video that I've done, this is the thumbnail that I did regarding that case, but it has been modified. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me go back to the comments real quick. I'm gonna pull that back up real quick. Let me let slides load again. They have been framing our young black men for a very long time now. God is uncovering the truth. Yes. Blessings, Miss Tony. Hey, walk by faith with Keysha, Vestas, and Mods. Exactly, just like the clown slipped on the banana peel. Just like the clown. Okay. Vestas. We have to confront ignorance and racism with intelligence and no tolerance for hatred wrapped in racism. Black men or women are going to continue to protect themselves and their family. Most definitely. Nicole, how you doing? New subscriber. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you. Body cams, nowhere was it said about the... You right. I'm just letting my slides load up. I never thought that a time would be like this. No, me either. 3 crimes committed by Karmelo before he defended himself: harassment, theft, and assault. Yes, we went through that. Yes. Harassment, theft, and assault. All that equals to All of that falls under self-defense. And with the multiple assailant doctrine, he had every right to use deadly force, because in Texas, and the slides are still loading up, in Texas, a multiple assailant is considered a deadly weapon. But they don't want to hear that. Even if it's 130 or 160, they don't want to hear that. Remember who we reigned from, Vestals. We built from the trials and tribulations. The whiteys and their kind checked our resume. My mistake. I accidentally deleted your messages. I apologize. Okay, bring that back up, Slim. Okay, I got you. The granny. Come on, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This the one. I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready. Here we go. Let me go close this right here. Let me close this here, because StreamYard is finicky. StreamYard is finicky. Let me bring up my slides on my side, and we're ready to go. All right, Vessels, hold one. This is it. This is also another video I did recently regarding the CSI's forensics overview of the case. I punched holes all in it. Now here we go. Now shout out once again to Lakeysha. Lakeysha, continue to do what you're doing. You dropping them interviews. Shout out to her. Let me go ahead and move this right here. You already know who that gentleman is. His name is Chris King. He's been on her channel several times. Now let me move this over here. So there was a vessel that contacted me that Chris King has already I forgot the words, have done all of the necessary paperwork, to actually get the autopsy released and unsealed, right? So this is the email between Chris King and Lakeysha. Let me blow this up. Okay, and it reads, Christopher King, Keysha also forwarded coaching information to Mike Howard. Woo! That's what I'm saying. That's what we got to do. She certainly did. So let me read from the bottom. From me, I'm assuming that's Keysha. Date Monday the 8th, June the 8th. Y'all, this is almost a month since Karmelo Anthony was found wrongfully convicted and found guilty. Dear Attorney Mike Howard, I am writing to express my concerns regarding Jeff Metcalf's conduct during the recent court proceedings. In the footage provided by the Law and Criminal Network, starting at 21:28, and Queen Sheba, see the timestamp, it appears that Mr. Metcalf is shaking his head at witnesses and leading them while they're on the stand. So they're talking about some of the witnesses that are on the stands. They saying that's the reason why the judge didn't want the cameras in the courtroom, and I played that part. He said the reason why Judge Roth said the reason why he didn't want cameras into media into the courtroom is because that is not part of a fair trial. Basically, it's not an important element. Oh, yes, it is. But hold on. In the footage provided, okay, I read that. As Karmelo's attorney, could you please clarify why this behavior was permitted and addressed legally of these actions? I have included the links to the footage below for your review. Link and link. I look forward to your explanation. So shout out to Keysha. Shout out. And is Mike Howard's, Mike's Howard email address there too. I would write my own. Y'all already know who I am. I already told you without telling you a lot, but you know a lot. I'm going to also write my own letter to him because don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. But gotcha. So Lakeysha, thank you for doing this on Monday the 8th. And then Christopher King comes back and says she certainly did. We're going to discuss this and other matters tomorrow on her show. We the people have had enough. We're the people have had enough. Christopher King Esquire. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. But shout out Lakeysha. Hey, and anybody else that want to contact Mike Howard, feel free. And I wish I would have had, oh, you know what? When I come back and show my screenshot, and thank you for digging that up, Lakeysha, his email address, I'm going to write him, and I'm going to CC, if Russell Wilson has email address, I'm going to CC him, Brooke, Justin, Sean, Mike, and everybody else on his legal defense team. Woo! Okay. Let me calm down. I get excited, y'all. Hold on. Now, this is when I said, now, I'm doing this video here today, this live here today, based on some of the excellent, let me move myself out of the way. The chats, the posts, comments under the videos, and continue to do that, because I'm reading every last one of them and I am responding. I'm behind at this time because there's so many, but trust me, I read them. Now, this is what I highlighted in the last live. This is what I highlighted. Let me make sure this music is turned down. I don't want you to get distracted. It's on 13. Now, this is what we talked about last time, and I do highlight comments, especially when it's good conversation and information. So African Americans, so regarding the body cam footage, African Americans have a different accent from that of whites and other groups. We must not rely on the captions on our phones or what they tell us that Karmelo Anthony said. Our baby said, I'm not alleged. I didn't, because the abbreviations coupled with his accent, YouTube's interprets it as I did it. When Karmelo said, I'm not alleged, he was saying, I am not who did wrong. You see, Karmelo saw who had the knife. He could not be confessing, because the first thing he said was, I was protecting myself. He put his hands on me. I know I'm not guilty. Judge Roach intentionally dismissed the only 3 black jurors with the ability to our black accents and words. That is true. It's something called a Baston challenge. This is one thing that Mike Howard did do. I don't know if he did it intentionally, or he was playing lawyer, or this was his white flag. And y'all, maybe this was his way, and I'm not giving him no credit, but this could have been his way to let us know, in the legal system know, hey, I may be under duress in the background. Oh, I don't want to send him up the river like this, but I know if I make this one objection, the law has to recognize this. What Tony Talks vested up, what are you saying? This is what I'm saying. If you haven't watched the other lives, and Dr. Richie is going to say this also, Rashad Richie, when the legal team goes up to appeal, they can only appeal if something was objected to. So they could probably bring up the video maybe later down the line in the appeal process of documents. But the only thing at this point that they can bring up to get appeal reviewed, right, is the objection that Mike Howard made because all of the black jurors were struck down. Okay. That's the only thing he did. He could have did a lot of other things, but maybe this was that white flag. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe this was his way out to say, hey, if it ever comes out, yeah, I was under distress, or what. He'll never say it. He'll never say it, because he'll definitely be disbarred. He's already going to be disbarred. But maybe this was his way to say, I know this kid is being railroaded. I can't do nothing because of who this judge is, who this DA is, but I'm going to throw this white flag out of here. We're going to talk on this more, but hold on. But it's called the Baston rule. That is what the appeal process and review is going to be hinged upon. That one objective, that one objection. Now, let's look at the other one. Matter of fact, let me stop right here. Let me go ahead and play this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Then I'll move to the next one. It's so much that has been discussed. I'm trying to piece it together for everybody that has not been here. Come on to the stage, Dr. Rashad Richie, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Unless you're calculating that a black school teacher would only be impartial to Mr. Anthony. Now, if the judge is making that calculation, that means the judge is engaged in discrimination. That's what that means. So now you have an objection on record. You have an appealable action because of this rule. What is the judge afraid of once again? Judge, if you don't grant the preemptive, you can still allow the prosecutor to make a case-by-case argument on the direct reason why these individuals cannot serve on this jury impartially. If for some reason their profession disqualifies them, that means that the prosecutor should be able to make a case specific to why they should be disqualified. But he did not have to because the judge granted the motion. Taylor, who has been practicing law in Arizona since 2005 and is the first Black president of the State Bar of Arizona, also believes Anthony stands a good chance of successfully appealing the case because Black jurors were excluded. Quote, on his face, it looks suspicious. These jurors were educators. They reportedly said they could be fair and impartial, and yet they were struck, end quote. He said he also believes Anthony received a much harsher sentence than other defendants in similar situations. As Atlanta Black Star has noted, quote, 35 years is the type of sentence you might expect for someone with prior felony convictions or a long record, maybe someone older, he said. And I want to add a note to that. 35 years for a murder conviction is typically because someone does have a lengthy record and they engaged in premeditated murder, premeditated malice. There's nothing about this that's premeditated, but there are individuals who are serving sentences lighter than Mr. Anthony for premeditated murder. They will be out prior to Mr. Anthony. They would never receive even in a max out of the sentence, 35 years. Never would happen. There's more. Quote, by contrast, from what we know, this appears to be Karmelo Anthony's first serious offense. He's relatively young. Taylor continued. Given that 35 years seems extremely harsh, the appellate court will be looking at whether the trial and sentencing were conducted properly. And if that sentence is consistent with how similar cases are handled across Texas and even nationally, he added. Anthony's defense team chose to be sentenced by the jury instead of the judge, which is allowed in Texas, likely believing the jury would have more sympathy. Now, let's zoom back out. Once again, this attorney did not do a great job representing Mr. Anthony. Maybe because he believed in the criminal justice system in a way that would be akin to a young white male rather than a young Black male. He believed that the jury who just convicted his client would be more sympathetic to the client than the judge would be. That was the call of the defense attorney. There's more. But under Texas law, that decision must be made before the jury is selected, so it's likely his defense team expected at least one Black member of the jury. Quote, if they had been allowed to serve, they could have made a difference in the guilt or innocence phase, and at the very least, in the sentencing phase, Taylor said. Quote, if you have Black jurors who are more sympathetic to and understanding of Karmelo Anthony's life and background,
yes,
they might have pushed back on a 35-year sentence, Taylor explained. They could have argued for something closer to what similarly situated defendants received in Texas, or at least brought it up in the conversation. So now you have an appealable issue that was objected to, properly preserved by the defense attorney. Now, it is my hope and it is my recommendation that he is not involved as a leader in the appellate process at all. And appellate law is a completely different kind of law.
And Dr. Richie,
money's been raised now.
And Dr. Richie, we can go ahead. Of course, this was after the guilty verdict, and now it seems like the coffee has slowed down, and I found my baseline. Dr. Richie, and we already know that Mike Howard is not part of the appellate process. And this is what I was trying to say before I played the clip. Mike Howard, just because he did that trying to be funny or intentionally, that is what everybody is saying. Even there was a white lawyer on Fox News called Mark Astor. He said that is Karmelo Anthony get out of jail free card. He said it. Mike Howard, like I said, I don't know if he was trying to be funny. I don't know if he was doing his job, or he at least wanted to seem like he was doing his job. But when he objected to that one thing, that opened up the door to the floodgates for this appeal process. Okay, so let's continue. Here we go. So everything I'm about to show you is based off both of these two chats, and then there's another one here. Okay, let me show you. Let me read this one, and we're gonna keep going. And the people that saw the live, you've seen this before, but I want to give a refresher before I go into what I found. These boys had Karmelo Anthony sandwiched between them. Karmelo seen the knife coming for him. He jumps out of the way, and Austin gets stabbed instead. The voice on the police body camera saying, "I did it." That's not Karmelo. Do you all remember that Judge Roach said that he prepped the IT and audio visual people for 8 months in readiness for the trial? 8 months in readiness for the trial. What was all this prepping when he banned all of the cameras from the courtroom? Many people, I think, I think the video footage that was released was edited, facts, and spliced, facts, with other videos for us to be manipulated into hearing the confession. Every time, even the time and date stamps are incorrect. Y'all know they said that people had broke down that video so much they're seeing ghosts. What Tony Talks vested up, what are you talking about, and what is this other Vesta alluding to? The reason why most of the video at the bottom, it didn't have a timestamp, because she believes, I believe, and other people have proven that. Why is it white lines in the videos? Why is it ghosts walking here all throughout the video? They probably took another track meet, allegedly, right? They probably took another track meet in the daytime, and it's called overlays, where, oh gosh, it's too technical. But they overlaid a lot of videos. They spliced it so that certain things aligned up, which is not the original video. But hold on, I'm finna show you something else, and then I'm finna tell you exactly what my research has shown me. Okay. Now you are partially right. Now this is when I say it goes down in the comments to the big YouTube channels. You definitely got to go into your comments and to pay attention to what people are putting in here. They're dropping in here, right? So I got this off Ticket TV. I already discussed that in the last live. It's going down in the comments under these videos. I don't know who she is, but this sister right here, oh my gosh, you are partially right. Ticket TV was talking about the emotions of appeal that was dropped, I'm going to say about earlier this week. And so I caught this right here. It was something about this. I'm like, let me bring this up. You are partially right, but only about the motion for the new trial. The trial judge has up to 75 days to decide the motion. However, the trial judge is not the final decision making on appeal. He's talking about Judge Roach. If the judge denies the motion, or is it automatically denied after 75 days, the appellate judge will still review the appeal and can order a new trial. Texas, a court of appeals, a new punishment hearing, or another appropriate remedy if they find reversible error. Remember, I already told you this is what this live is about: reversible error. In other words, the trial judge gets the first opportunity to correct errors through a motion for a new trial. That's Judge Roach. I don't think he's going to do it. 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to let it die, right? After the 75 days. He may not even address it after the 75 days because it will naturally die by default. And then the appellate judge can rule on it. But see, that's another 75 days that Karmelo Anthony is sitting behind those bars. And we already did the timeline. That'll put at the middle or the end of August. But hopefully that appeal, the new appeal team is going through the steps to get an expedited appeal. Okay, expedited appeal. And it all is based on if the Texas Court of Appeals, if they're backed up, what are their workloads? You just don't know. But there is a process called expedited appeal. And I would love to get a lawyer over here, because right now I'm doing my own homework and research as a layman. But I would love to get a lawyer to talk about an expedited appeal. But I'm doing my homework. Trust me, I'm doing my homework. And then it says, in other words, the trial judge get the first opportunity to correct errors through the motion for a new trial, but the appellate court has its own independent authority. That's what I'm saying. Remember, we was talking about other avenues, and this legal team saying that they are going to investigate, or what was the word? They was going to entertain all avenues of appeal. And that also includes expedited appeal. I need to find out if that is something possible in Texas, because I have heard of that in other states. The trial judge cannot block the appeal court. Hint, hint. The trial judge cannot block the appellate court from granting relief if the appellate judges conclude that the law requires it. So Judge Roach, he's definitely between a rock and a hard place, because that new legal team is nothing to play with, and they're going to have more power over him. And the appeals court definitely has besides this, the U.S. Supreme Court, this is the highest court in Texas that I know of. So Judge Roach, he is between a rock and a hard place. Okay. And this is what over here, this is another post here that I want to highlight. This sister here, Terry, Tony Talks King Cast, has filed a lawsuit for the Austin Metcalf autopsy report. Also, he filed lawsuit for the original video, Frisco Independent School District. He also wrote a letter to Karmelo's previous attorney, Mike Howard. It's found on his page, the actual letter he wrote. I need to pull that up. As of today, the attorney has not responded. You know why I think the attorney, Mike Howard, has not responded? I think the attorney, Mike Howard, cannot address the emails in his account. When Tony Talks vested up, what you talking about? I think Mike Howard is already fighting federal lawsuits. The Department of Justice, easy, or the judicial systems, checks and balances, whatever you want to call it. Just by hearing this stuff, Mike Howard is trying to address higher inquiries coming from the federal government. Y'all remember I went over when federal intervention and takeover takes place, that or Mike Howard is on the run. This thing is so bad. You got law students in courses right now and professors. They're using this case here in classrooms now, writing thesis and doing their research and how to argue the defense side of the case and the prosecutor. When the retrial comes up, what does the prosecutor need to do? And I don't think this Greg Willis will be part of this. I'm pretty sure that a new special prosecutor will be assigned to this case for the retrial. But this right here, I think law school students, they are at the best place in time, just like the OJ trial. They're sitting in class and they have a real trial, real time, that they can dissect and say, hey, the defense was wrong in this. Hey, the prosecutor was wrong in this. So when you, the Vesta, when you said that your nephew who's 10 could have did a better defense than Mike Howard, This is what people is talking about. That's why I said every defense lawyer in America right now should be ashamed of themselves. And trust me, they're getting their stuff right. If it was other Mike Howards, they're trying to clean up their stuff because they know that a United States American citizens is going to hold them responsible and going to start vetting them properly. But here we go. Now let's move on. Well, Tony Tufts, what have you pulled up? This is what I pulled up. Just a refresher to all of the people that came under my chat. When they said, he's not going to be exonerated. I just want to let you know, Texas, out of all states in Justine, 1 hour and 10 minutes, the state of Texas exoneration rate. Texas is leading the nation in terms of exonerations. Texas, out of all the states and the District of Columbia, is leading the states in the highest in terms of exonerations. Okay. Since 1989, Texas has recorded over 450 exonerations, right? In 2024, just 2 years ago, Texas recorded 26 exonerations, the highest of any state that year. Okay, you got the two counties, Dallas County, who is the next county over, that's 71 exonerations. So now we finna go start talking about the change of venue. Now, I think Dallas, the case may not be held in Dallas, right? Because the other side could be like, oh, you're just trying to move the case into an area that has a larger Black American population and minority population. Well, if Collins County would have just did the right thing in Collins County, we wouldn't be here. But I understand why you feel for that. So that's why, and I did my homework, that's why I said, well, the best county in Texas that I know of, this case should be moved to, change of venue, would be Bells County, where Fort Hood is located, because it has a diverse community of soldiers and families, right? Yes, go back to the last video and I broke it down why. Okay, so I want to talk to this. So let's go into this. When I did this right here, and you see this is building. We're building. Every time I'm doing a live, we're building upon some of the stuff that I've discussed in the past. I want you to look at now this. I went over this slides in the beginning when I talked about a federal takeover, when I found out some of the details that was coming out about this case in about two or three videos regarding this. The federal government and federal intervention is a real thing. When federal authorities step in, it's because of alleged civil rights violation. Facts. We already know that by now. Even Ben Crump is already working on the lawsuit because his civil rights have been violated. Collins County, corruption, Collins County, and Texas AG Ken Paxton already did 2 videos on that. Other unlawful conduct by local officials. What you say, Collins County? Local officials? You mean to tell me, even when that lady was sharing the addresses of the Karmelo Anthony family, and they had to move 8 times? First of all, let me start right here. I just thought about it. That means Collins County. That means that the Anthony family, along with this case, they can file suit against Collins County because that lady leaked their personal address, which made them move 8 times. That stress, in distress. They can get financial compensations. Please, y'all, please get this information to the Anthony family. Please, they can go ahead and set aside and start working on another individual civil case and criminal case, because that's criminal. You can't, what? Let me stay right here. But they can have another case and sue Collins County because it's proof that she been leaking their address. That's why they fired her. Do you see where I'm going? In a criminal lawsuit. They put that family in danger. In a criminal lawsuit, please catch what I'm putting down. In a criminal lawsuit, she can sue that. The family can sue Collins County right now, start working on a separate lawsuit for endangerment, harassment, fearful of life, sharing personal identifiable information, PII. Oh no. And I had to move 8 times, and I had to use funds I didn't have. I went in debt. I was harassed. Let's keep going. This case may be investigated by the prosecuted. This case may be investigated or prosecuted by the U.S. Department of Justice rather than local authorities. I said this from day one. I said, oh no, a federal takeover. So Tony talks to investor. So what if he walks out of the court and on appeal, the verdict is overthrown? Department of Justice can still sue Collins County. Easy. Let's keep going. Now I want to get to change of venue, because this is where we're going into the change of venue. And I know Lakeysha coming up, so I don't want to take over. I'm gonna get you out of here, okay? The change of venue. A case is moved to a different county or jurisdiction, often because a fair trial is not possible in the original location. Hey, I'll go in and get your notes, because I'm going to hit you with something, okay? This is not usual because of illegal. This is not usually because of legal practices by officials. And they go to special prosecutor, independent prosecutor, which I say, Judge Roach won't have nothing to do with this case. It will be a special prosecutor, independent prosecutor. And listen, even the special prosecutor, if they look at the evidence, he or she can say, this never should have went to trial. Uh-oh, Collins County. If another DA, let's say there's a retrial granted, and another DA prosecutor start looking at this thing, Judge Roach, Mike Howard, I even think at this point that the jury will probably be interviewed by the federal government. Now they cannot be tried by, in the new trial, they won't be called to the witness stand. So I did my homework on that. They won't be called to the jury stand, the witness stand. But if a special prosecutor get this case right here and look at the evidence, they have the right to pick up the phone and call Department of Justice or whatever the chain of command is and say, hey, something of major injustice happened down here. That's why I say Collins County. The worst thing that can happen in this case is a retrial. And if a special prosecutor say, I'm not touching this, I can't take him, I'm not being part of this retrial because there's not enough evidence. Oh my gosh. But let's keep going. And I think that's really what's going to happen. I'm going to get you out of here. Now, here we go. We talked about this at the end of the last live. Justine, 1 hour and 18 minutes. The 6th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees a criminal defendant the right to a speedy and public trial. It prevents the government from holding an accused individual in an indefinite pretrial detention and ensures evidence remain fresh. All right, y'all, sit back. This is what I want to get to in this live. And this was at the end of the other live. So here we go. Next slide. We're going to go into, okay, I already did that. We're finna go into, let's see here. Okay, I did that one already. Here we go. We're finna get into the 6th Amendment, and the 14th Amendment, the constitutional foundation that also protects Black America, okay? The right to an impartial jury is protected by the 6th Amendment of the Constitution. Black Americans, if you didn't know that, we are, and white America, we are also entitled to an impartial jury. It's protected by the 6th Amendment of the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, which applies to the rights of the states. Texas Constitution, which also guarantees an impartial jury in a criminal prosecution. Okay. A change of venue is intended to protect the rights when local conditions make a fair trial unlikely. Let's go over to this. This is, remember when I was talking about reversible error? So harmless error, we gonna scratch that. We ain't gonna talk about that because we know that they intentionally railroad this young man. I'm not even gonna entertain human error, harmless errors. No, reversible error. This mistake probably influenced the verdict and undermined confidence in the fairness of the trial. Reversible error. The convictions may be reversed. This is what Dr. Rashad Richie was talking about, a reversible error. Okay, and also this comment here that I just showed you here. This is what she was talking about, reversible error. Okay. And Judge Roach has no power over that. In criminal appeals in Texas, the appellate court generally asks whether the error affected the defendant's substantial rights or for some constitutional errors where the state has shown the error was harmless beyond a reasonable doubt. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, let's keep going. I told you I was going to move fast on this because I'm, hey. Now, regarding when I said I had to go up and look up, could Texas pull juries from all over the county in extreme circumstances? Yes. But here in Texas, a state or court cannot summons jurors from all 254 counties for a single trial. Jury veneers are strictly tied to a county where the alleged offenses occurred. However, in certain situations, courts can pull jurors from neighboring or contagious, I don't know why I said it, counties, rather than relying solely on local counties. Small rural county limitations. Isn't everybody saying that Collins County is a small town? Under the Texas government code, very small counties that struggle to seat a jury due to low populations can summons residents from, why they got that word in there? Contiguous counties to fill the jury pool. Hold on, I got something else to show you here. Okay, so I did that twice. Now, let's go to the next slide. Situations where a change of venue is likely more likely to require. Although every case is fictional specific, courts are most likely to require a venue change when several of these circumstances exist together. Now, I don't think it's going to be Dallas, because the other side is going to be like, oh, you want to move it to Dallas County is because it's more black folks. That's why I said they can move it to Killeen, Texas. Bell County. It's a very mixed population. Soldiers can get called to jury duty. And also, if the soldiers can't get involved for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure a lot of them will probably get polled. The local families in Killeen it's the soldiers' family. So they're very diverse. And listen, when it comes to things like this, the military have a different mindset regarding the law. You know why? What Tony talks vested up, how you know that? Because I'm a veteran. We are not veterans. We do not fight. If you're a veteran or active duty soldier, sailor, marine, we don't fight for the injustice that Karmelo Anthony just experienced. Why do you think I'm so passionate? I didn't fight for this. I didn't put on my uniform. I didn't affirm and give my name to the United States government for this right here, for this atrocity to happen. That's why I'm fighting so hard, because I'm a veteran. I didn't put my life and my blood on the lines for, I almost cussed, for something like this. So soldiers, veterans, even their families, They know that their loved ones is not fighting for this. If this was to go to retrial, I swear Bell County would probably be the best one because they have a very diverse community. Black, white, Latino, whatever is very diverse. So that should satisfy both sides. The conservatives in Collins County and the liberals in Dallas. That is a mixture. It is a mixture in Bell County. It would be the best county for a change of venue. Now, I don't know about how big their courtroom is, so they would probably have to move it back to Dallas just to have the courtroom, but I don't know how that goes. That's technicalities and logistics that I don't know about. But this is why I'm saying the best county would probably be Bell County. Now, what are these circumstances that exist? The defendant's confessions. He didn't confess to nothing. We ain't gonna read that. Here we go. News coverage overwhelmingly portrays the defendant as guilty rather than reporting the facts. That's one. That's on Karmelo Anthony's side. Community demonstrations of public campaigns create intense hostility. Thank you so much for all of you racists. Thank you so much for all of you racists that went out there to the courtroom, the courthouse, and holding up those, what's his name? Jack Lane. That's something else. This is another condition that will help Karmelo Anthony get a change of venue. Threats against the defendant. That's another check. Defensive counsel or witness indicated community passion. 1, 2, 3. With threats, public officials repeatedly make statements declaring the defendant guilty before the trial. What did Judge Roach say after the trial? He said that he knew that Karmelo Anthony was already guilty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Let's go to the next side. The size and characteristics of the communities. That's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The effectiveness of if you don't know what that word is, voir dire, in identifying biases, that means that the jury pool, y'all, the count is just going up. Here we go. Whether the trial judge adequately addressed concerns about prejudice. He didn't. Whether the defense preserved the issue by properly requesting a change of venue and creating a record. Now, this is the one that I don't think that would be in Karmelo Anthony's favor because Mike Howard didn't even request a change of venue. But besides that alone, look how many we got that favors Karmelo Anthony getting a change of venue. 1, 2, the news coverage, community demonstrations, intense hostility, threats against the defendant, the public officials making statements that he was guilty even before the trial, the size and characteristics of the community, the jury's bias. What else? It's so much. Now let's keep going. The practical rule: a change of venue becomes constitutional necessary when the circumstances show there is a substantial likelihood that an impartial jury cannot be attained in the county. We don't need to read nothing else on this slide, okay? Because we already know it's not going to happen in Collins County. Now let's keep going. It's not going to happen in Collins County. Now let's keep going. I think I only got 2 more slides. I think I only got 2 more slides, 5 more slides. But we're going to get into that technology of the cameras. Now, here we go. So we already talked about this at the top of the page. That's part of some of the conditions regarding the appeals and the change of venue, right? Now let's go to practical law. Let's go up to the right side. That is continuation. Let me move over. Here we go. Go to the top for me. Go to the top. All right. See right here. Okay. Here we go. Come on, stop jumping. In general, so this is something else I brought up in the description. Now we're going to talk about the prejudice that if you look over to the left-hand side, I'm covering that now. But remember when they talked about whether the trial judge adequately addressed concerns about prejudice? Let me go ahead and move this over so you can see that right there. whether the trial judge adequately addressed concerns about prejudice. Okay, let me move this back over here. So there's two different type of prejudice, and I bet you didn't know this. I bet you didn't know this because I didn't know this. But if you're a lawyer in the room, you knew this. Actual prejudice, we're just gonna throw that out the window. This doesn't apply. Presumed extreme prejudice. This is the case. This is what the Karmelo Anthony case is wrapped in. It applies when publicity or community sentiment is so inflammatory and pervasive that courts conclude that a foul trial is essentially impossible, even without proving each juror was biased. This is going to help his case also get changed out of Collins County. Presumed extreme prejudice. Just look at that whole entire, I'll let you take a picture of this. It's much rare. In this case right here, this is the foundation of the case. It applies when publicity or community sentiments is so inflammatory and pervasive that the courts conclude that a fair trial is essentially impossible, even without providing each juror was biased. Here we go. Here we go. Let me move this over. Let me move this over. Let's keep going. This is something that they can't argue with. Now we finna get into the video footage. Now, I've talked about the Brady disclosure. Now, we know that there is a crystal clear video outside of the 30 or 50 that saw the crystal clear video. We know this. This is why I'm keep bringing this up. I gotta keep bringing this up. Here it is. Prosecutors must proactively disclose key evidence to the defense, even without specific requests to ensure a fair trial. That means even if Mike Howard didn't request a video, which he should have, by law, DA Greg Willis had to turn over the crystal clear video, not the distorted one. Now, if Mike Howard, if the DA Greg Willis turned that crystal clear video over to Mike Howard, Mike Howard would be in handcuffs. If Greg Willis turned that video over to Mike Howard just to say that he's going to do right in the case, but it was up to Mike Howard to present the crystal clear video, Mike Howard would be in handcuffs. They played with this young man's freedom. The Brady material. This includes any evidence that conflicts with the prosecution witness, shows a witness is not credible, impeachment material, or helps point to the defendant's innocence. Now, I'm glad I saw this again. Now, his new legal in the retrial, right? When they get those witnesses back on the stands, they're going to have a transcript of everything that they said in court. And all I would be doing as that new trial lawyer, you said in the first trial, this, but the video shows this. Perjury. That video is going to clear up so many holes in this, in this case right here. Perjury. Most of those witnesses by now are adults. Guess what? The parents can't save them. Being a minor cannot save them. That's why I don't understand why these young kids lied on the stand knowing that they was almost 18 years old. If they're not if they wasn't 18 last year, they're definitely 18 this year, or about to turn 18, and definitely would be 18 by the time of a retrial. Oh my gosh. The 21 families of those students, they need to start shaking right now, because those witnesses are mostly over 18. That means mama can't help them, daddy can't help them. They're going to jail. We went over Texas Penal Code 37.2, 37.3, aggressive Aggressive perjury, that's something else. I went over that in other videos. Aggressive perjury, that is jail time, especially in a criminal lawsuit where a defendant was found guilty that should have been innocent. 21 families should be shaken right now, along with the judge, the prosecutor, and Mike Howard. 21 families should be shaken. They're probably going ahead, probably pulling money out of K1, 401k1, investments, savings, because they better have just a powerful lawyer, just like Karmelo Anthony family had to do. 21 families behind the scenes is looking right now for a lawyer to protect themselves or their child from going to jail. If they took away 21 scholarships from Karmelo Anthony, that means to tell me you got 21 students right now that's sitting in college class or about to go back to school at fall in August, and they're shaking. They can't even concentrate in the class because they don't know if federal agents or the police is going to start knocking on their door or go to their campus or their address. Because what did that say? The 75 days is going to line up at the end of August. That means 21 students, if they went to college, they are shaking. They are shaking. Even the parents are like, oh my gosh, what did we just do? You can't tell me. So if that's 21, let's do the math. If that's 21 students, and let's say they got 2-parent households just like Karmelo Anthony, right? That's 21. We're talking about 70 people that's tossing and turning in their beds at night. What did I put my family into? Why did I believe in the power of a dead man? Why did I even tell my kid to protect yourself over the black kid? Over the black kid. And listen, I don't know if it's true, but for the people that's coming up under my videos and saying some of the witnesses was black too, that means we also got black families and black students that lied on Karmelo Anthony too. And guess what? You know they shaking and they can't sleep. They losing weight, losing hair. They just can't get it right behind the scenes. You gave up your life to protect the Madcap twins. You gave up your life to protect the Madcap twins by lying on Karmelo Anthony. Let's keep pushing, Tony. You know exactly what I'm saying. Everybody, you got at least 70 people outside of the judge, outside the Karmelo Anthony family that's twisting and turning at night. You got Mike Howard, he's on the run, or he's talking to higher authorities, trying to explain what happened, or he know it's coming. If they ain't talking to him now, he know it's coming. And you got DA Willis over there. DA Willis probably saying, hey, I did my job. Oh, no, you didn't. Because if you didn't turn over that crystal clear right here, because of the Brady disclosure, Greg Willis, you on trial too. Let's keep going. Now, the Brady violation is a prosecutor withholds this crucial information. This is what I'm going to get to the cameras, and I'm going to let you go. The Brady violations, if a prosecutor withholds this critical information, this is a Brady violation, which directly violates the defendant's 14th Amendment rights to a due process of the law. Let's keep going. And y'all see this white man right here? That's the law came from his name. So thank you. What's your name? I don't have it in here, but thank you, Mr. Brady. The facts of Brady versus Maryland, which led to the U.S. Supreme Court, y'all. That means Collin County has violated a U.S. Supreme Court ruling. To place an affirmative constitution duty on prosecutors to disclose exclusive, I messed it up, evidence to the defendant. Let's keep pushing, y'all. I'm almost done, and I'm still going to be under 2 hours. Here we go. Y'all see how I'm building this up? Now, what Tony Talks vested up, since you and other YouTube podcasters, TikTok, Snapchappers, y'all been talking about this video. Y'all keep saying it's another video. This is not true. Oh, it was the only video that they had, that Collins County had. If you believe that, you definitely lying in your spirit if you think that in 2026. But I'm gonna I'm going to satisfy both parts of the argument. Well, what does the law say about videos that you can't see? Hold on, let me blow this up. Listen. If the quality is poor enough that reasonable people could disagree, hold on. If the quality is poor enough that reasonable people could disagree about what the video shows, hold on, they're talking about us. They're talking about the public. They talking about Black America. They're talking about white America. If the quality is poor enough that reasonable people could disagree about what the video shows, the defense may argue that the prosecution has not proven guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. See, this is what Mike Howard should have done. But don't worry. Don't worry. The new legal team can add this at the bottom of the objections. They can put it down here. Based off that video there, reversible error. Insufficient evidence. You see how we're building? Here we go. Today, courts are also becoming cautious because of AI. We don't got to worry about this, but we do got to worry about this and digital manipulation. Oh, Collins County. If there is a legitimate bias to the question where a video has been materially altered or manipulated, a court may require additional authentication or expert's testimony before relying on it. What Tony tells vested up, why are you looking at the camera like that? Y'all remember in my last live when I kind of told you who I was behind the scenes, and I said that, hey, that video, the original video should have been hashed, encrypted, double encrypted, using a encryption key and a decryption key. This is what should have happened. Somebody, even the appeal process, I think the appeal team is going to know exactly how to word that motion of appeal or whatever documentation packet they got to present in a way that forensics will be called into that appeal, whatever you want to call it, the appeal room, the appeal courtroom. Somebody's got to explain something regarding this video. Let me keep reading. So it talks about forensics. Now go to the middle of the screen. Let me go in and drop down. And y'all, I'm almost done. This is really the end of the live when I'm going to talk about this right here. I'm sorry. Oh, that's the perfect thing, the granny video. I'm going to leave this up here. Let me bring myself up and then I just switch the page. I left that. Thank you, Lord. It's already up. The comment is still already up. Now, here we go, y'all. Now, for all of those that said that Frisco, that was the only video, what it says, based on Frisco Independent School District published information. That means I didn't have to steal this. That means I didn't have to go digging, breaking into databases or hacking anybody's system. It says based on published information, their system appears to be modern enterprise IP camera networks, likely including the capabilities such as high definition, up to 4K cameras, night vision, motion detection, remote live viewing, central video management, evidence storage and playback. Evidence storage and playback, integration with access control and emergency response systems. I like that. I'll tell you why if I remember it. FISD has not publicly announced that it used AI analytics such as this right here. However, let me move it. However, because I'm glad that they don't publicize everything, because that would be a weakness. And if I know everything about your systems, I would definitely, with enough time, I can definitely come back and break into your system. So I'm glad that even they haven't publicized makes and models and everything that they use. And I remember what you put in the comments. Trust me, I haven't forgot, okay? However, FISD has publicly stated that it has hundreds. Tony Talks vested up. I know you ain't dug this up. They have stated they have hundreds of interior and exterior IP security cameras across its campuses. Okay. They have even upgraded interior cameras and added more exterior cameras. Greg Willis installed new video management systems, VMS, integrated video cameras with VMS. Here we go. Allowed real-time camera access for authorized district staffs and local law enforcement through an emergency response platform. Safer. Based on, okay, already read that right there. Y'all, what do y'all think about their camera technology now? For everybody that said that there's only one video that was shown to the jury, and it looks that way because they had to, you know, remove the student faces. What do you say now? That Frisco has publicly stated, bam, bam, hundreds of interior and exterior IP security cameras. And they want us to believe that that was the only video that they could show the jury. I rest my case about the camera and the video. I rest my case. What do I have next? What do I have next? What do I have next? What do I matter of fact, let me go and drop myself down so you can take a picture. Let me go and drop myself down so you can take a picture. Hold on. Let me drop myself down so you can take a picture. Take a picture. And now I only got 2 more slides. Now I only got 2 more slides. Yeah. All right. 5 minutes. Gotcha. 5 seconds. Gotcha. Now let me come back up. Let me come back up. All you got to do is ask the right questions. Really, Mike Howard? And really, DA Greg Willis? Really? They tried to make us believe that that was the only video. Let me go back over here. Let me go back over here. Now, I know we went over this before in one of the last beginning lives that I've done on this case. I want you to focus down on the left-hand side or right-hand side when it goes to authentication and validation. Remember in the last video, I told you what I do, right? And I said that video footage supposed to have been authenticated and validated. The forensics experts in Collins County, you need to start looking for another job. Or if you manipulated that video in a way that found Karmelo Anthony guilty, you're going to be in handcuffs too. All of your certifications should be stripped from you. And I know what I'm talking about. The audacity of the jury in Collins County to find that young man guilty based off that evidence, that video. And for the forensics, the media forensics in Collins County, CSI, however you want to call yourself, whatever department you're in, you did that because we know that there is an original, multiple angles of cameras. And y'all sit back. I don't know if y'all scared of Judge Roach in Collins County. I don't know if y'all scared of the DA, but everybody has put their job and livelihood and families on the line. When Bishop Eli Jacobs said that this was organized crime, Collins County is definitely about to go into the history books. And that's why I say Karmelo Anthony will get a law with his name on it, and many laws would change because of what was orchestrated in Collins County, tucked inside of Collins County, tucked inside of Dallas, right on the outskirts. The forensics expert, I'm pretty sure they probably have resigned by now. Them people probably have resigned right now because I know how they move. I know how they move. They probably have resigned by now. But guess what? The appeal team, if they got this video tucked inside of that motion to appeal or retrial, your name, whoever put your name on that video from processing that video, you would be called to the stands too. You can resign, go to another state, you can relocate. You will be called to the stands too. I want all of them to be called to the stands. I ain't gonna hold you that much longer. Hold on, let me move over this right here. Now, what does Texas say? What does Texas say about such things like this? What does Texas say about such things like this? Texas says the prosecution cannot legally alter or tamper with security camera footage before presenting it to a jury in Texas. Tony talks vested up. What you say again? I said the prosecution cannot legally alter or tamper with the security footage before presenting it to a jury in Texas. The deliberated altering, fabrication, and falsifying of physical evidence by a prosecution, investigator, and law enforcement agents is a serious felony offense under Texas Penal Code 3709. Oh, you know, I got some homework tonight. Texas Penal Code, y'all write this down. Texas Penal Code 3709. Hey, Justine, 1 hour and 52 minutes. Texas Penal Code 3709. Thank you so much, Vesta. Texas Penal Code 3709. Greg Willis. Let's keep reading. Any video presented in Texas courtroom must adhere to strict rules to protect its integrity. Authentication requirements. You mean that Texas have a rule of evidence? Under Texas Rule of Evidence 901, the prosecution must provide what? The prosecution must prove that the video is authentic, accurate representation of the evidence it depicts. This is typically done through witness testimony. Hey, didn't Cody Thomas said when the jury was shown this, that even the witnesses couldn't even identify themselves because it was so grainy. That's the one that we saw. We can't even see what happened under the tent. And what did I previously read? If reasonable people can't agree to what the video shows us, what? That's not admissible in court. Mike Howard should have been through that away in the pretrial process, but he didn't. That's why he was part of the setup. So for everybody that came under my video and told me to, what did you say? Be ready for defamation from who? A lying lawyer? From who? A lying DA? From who? A judge that allowed this to go on into the courtroom. Listen, if they want to hit me with defamation lawsuit, hey, I'm the small fish. You better prepare for the federal government that's coming for you and its appeal team. Authentication requirements. Under Texas Rule of Evidence 901, the prosecution must prove that the video is an authentic, accurate representation of the event it depicts. Greg Willis, based off that evidence that you sent that lying ass jury that convicted him over for guilty over this murder of Austin Metcalf, how can you put that video up there? And Mike Howard allowed this too, and the jury, what accurate representation did it show what happened under the tent? Texas Rule of Evidence 901. This is typically done through witness testimony. I want a witness to get up there on the stands and point themselves out in that grainy video. if you think I'm overreacting. We couldn't even see Karmelo Anthony. And the only reason we saw Karmelo Anthony is because it took a forensics expert to circle him up when he jumped up there and went up the stands. They even had to circle Karmelo Anthony out when the original 50 that saw the video before it was suppressed by that dirty dog Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. They said we saw everything. Do y'all see why I'm upset with this, especially when you're dealing with physical evidence? This young boy never should have even went to trial. And they saying that Black Americans, we need to shut up and just be normal people. They saying that Black Americans need to stop talking about this case. But the law says, even Texas got a law regarding physical evidence, but the law says they want us to shut up because we know that we punting holes into this case, even as laymen. But the law says, Texas Penal Code 3709 and Texas Rule of Evidence 901, but they want us to shut up. Let's keep going. This typically done through witness testimony, the store manager, a responding officer, or by matching video timestamps. Didn't we just bring this up? That the timestamps was off? Oh, they leaving the room now. Please go find another channel. A responding officer, or by matching video timestamps and distinct characteristics with other records, such as receipts. So you know what this means? You remember when I talked about how the stadium, since they said it wasn't a high school, it was a stadium. And I already told you what Frisco said publicly, let out, publicized, that it has hundreds of cameras in that area. And when it says other receipts, that means that if Karmelo Anthony was truly guilty, right? They would have took the video that they saw the judge and showed us, and took another video footage from another angle, and even the camera pointing down towards the tents. Hey, it would have been a closed, shut case. But they couldn't do that. They couldn't show the camera from down, pointing downward. They couldn't even show another camera from another angle. You know why? Because it would have shown that it was self-defense. And I read that regarding insufficient evidence, the prosecutor, he has a burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And he must show in every element of the crime that Karmelo Anthony did it. And if not, it's on the grounds of acquittal. That's why they only showed one video, distorted, and they never showed the other videos, because the other videos would have acquitted Karmelo Anthony, y'all. Oh my gosh, today is a great day. Isn't it funny how everything just lined up? And this is Independence Day. I know that we've had our discussions at the beginning. Some people's not going to celebrate it. Some people is. It is what it is. But right now we're talking about, isn't it funny? We're talking about Karmelo Anthony innocence on this Independent Day, y'all. And I'm showing you some of the biggest major mistakes in this case from the judge, the prosecution, and the defense attorney. Let me keep going. Is this it? Okay, here we go. Last one. Let me move over. Let me see here. Have I hit my 2 hours yet? Almost there. The cameras. Now, this is also with Frisco now. This is Frisco, okay? Even though you don't see the name up here, this is still Frisco. Now, what does the cameras provide? Now, cameras do have analytics in it, okay? AI analytics. Now, I'm just saying. So hypothetically, let's say hypothetically, they have the cameras with AI analytics, person detection and detraction, intrusion detections after hours, burglary systems, right? loitering detections, crowd density monitoring, fights, or aggressive behavior detection. You mean to tell me that Frisco cameras, hypothetically, they had cameras to zoom in when it detected some hostility in a certain place, some aggressive behaviors? You mean to tell me that cameras, they can just automatically respond to hostility and aggression? What? Frisco got cameras like that. What? Listen, vehicle and license plates recognition, slips and falls. You mean to tell me that those cameras can automatically detect stuff like that and zoom in and record and crystal clear? And medically emergency alerts, objects left behind, objects removed alerts. You mean to tell me that the cameras are so highly technical now that you mean to tell me that the cameras can detect objects left behind in the stands and objects being removed? Oh my gosh, Collins County, come on. Let's see here. Let's on the other side. Oh, come on with it. Come on. It really ain't nothing else to discuss. It really ain't nothing to discuss. Let's say if a surveillance video is blurry, pixelated, distorted, or missing frames, that does not necessarily keep it out of court. However, those issues can reduce the video weight as evidence. Come on, what you say, Tony? Let me read it again. If a surveillance video is blurry, pixelated, distorted, or missing frames, that does not necessarily keep it out of court. However, those issues can reduce the video's weight as evidence. Defense attorneys, this is what I was saying, y'all, at the grand jury when they went before the grand jury to even put charges on Karmelo Anthony. Mike Howard had the legal right to either suppress, motion to suppress the evidence or challenge the video. Mike Howard could have challenged the video. Whether the video accurately depict what happened, if Greg Willis only gave me that one, challenge. Whether the camera angle creates misleading impressions, challenge. Compressed artifacts of motion blur that makes people or objects difficult to identify, challenge. Missing footage, drop frames, or gaps in the recording, challenge. Any enhancements or editing that can affect interpretation, challenge. The chain of custody, or whether the original files have been preserved. When Tony talks vested up, what that means? It goes back to the video authentication, right? And the validation of the video. But because it wasn't the original, challenge, strike it down, motion to suppress. Without that video, y'all, it would have been, if he would have got up on that stands, Karmelo Anthony words versus the witness words. Mike Howard. And the only reason that Judge Roach allowed this in here is because they needed some type of physical evidence, digital evidence, as the crux of the case, showing that really Karmelo Anthony was attacked, not that he attacked Austin. That's exactly what we did get from the video. That's why I said, hey, you know what? You remember when I said that Mike Howard, he probably threw a bone out there for the appeal team to get if he was under distress or he couldn't do his job like he wanted to because of who was in the room. The forensics expert, you remember when I said that the forensics expert, they need to be on the run too because their name is in the criminal case file. What if he or she, what if they was under distress? And this is real, y'all. What if they was under the distress and they knew they was being pressured to alter the video, right? And I think legal team, Please, legal team, Karmelo Anthony new legal team, Russell Wilson, Brooke Claus, Justin Moore. I'm serious about this. You need to get in touch with the forensics examiner immediately, as soon as you can, officially or unofficially, because y'all, you know why I got so excited right now? Because even though they distorted what happened in the tent, they probably threw a bone out there too. Because I said, when I first saw the video, I said, well, why did they distort everything under the tent? But it actually shows proof that the Madcap twins and friends came in there aggressively and actually went up to confront Karmelo Anthony. Y'all, I forgot what that term is called. A way out. It's a way out. It's a way out. I think the forensics examiner, for real. I'm not lying. I'm not playing. This is not hypothetical. And it's a word for it. I think they put that out there as their way out. So when they get called to the stand in this federal trial, because trust me, the federal government is probably already intervening behind the scenes. They're going to be like, I was under duress. I had to do it. I wanted to protect my job. I felt like I was being forced to do something wrong. But hold on. That's why I didn't remove the Madcap twins and friends from coming through the gates. And that's why I showed the twins and the friends walking all the way from the gate, all the way up to the stadium, up to Karmelo. That was my way out. That was my sign that says I was under distress, but I didn't cover everything. That's their free out of jail card. That's their free out of jail card. Is that it? I think that's enough for the day, y'all. I think that's enough for the day. That's enough for the day, y'all. That's it. Come on, Karmelo Anthony. Listen, we are working for this young man here. We are working for this young man here. That's it, y'all. That's it. That's it. That's it. Now, Lakeysha is about to come on in the next hour or so. So it's been 2 hours and 7 minutes. I'm finna read comments for the next 30 minutes because I really appreciate y'all from being here, okay? Let's see here. Here we go. The grand event, but thank you. You know what, Night Rider, I didn't even know that I left your comment up here. But thank you so much. It was just really by design. What's up? How you doing, Miss Lady T? How you doing? Let's see here. Because the playing field is being leveled. Come on with it. I just got to get through them fast. I think something was already in place. And Karmelo, that's a possibility too. But why would Eddie even call him over there, allegedly, to put him in that place? I really think that they wanted him. Isaiah 30. Once again, Isaiah 30. Hold on. Isaiah 30:15. Y'all think I be playing over here. Isaiah 30:15, it says. Isaiah 30:15, it says. Here we go. Got one of them paper Bibles. Let's see here. Let's turn this page right here. It says, on the other page. Oh, this is what the sovereign Lord, the Holy One of Israel says. It says, in recompense and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. But you would have none of it. You said, no, we flee on the horses. Therefore, you flee. Hold on. You said we will ride off on swift horses. Therefore, your pursuers will be swift. 1,000 will flee at the threat of one. At the threat of 5, you will all flee away. Hold on. Didn't I say Tony Talks, Lakeysha, Frenzy, Lady E, and also Unbreakable Strong Woman by Nina? That's 5. And I know it's more, but look, that's 5. Hold on. You will flee till you are left like a flag staff on a mountaintop, like a banner on a hill. Yes, the Lord longs to be gracious to you. He rise up to show you compassion, for the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for him. Yo, I didn't even know he or she put one verse up, and I read all the way down to 18. Yes, the Lord longs to be gracious to you. He rises to show you compassion, for the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait on him. Black America and even white America continue to give this case attention and continue to do your research and expose everything. Greater, hold on. Greater, I need you to. Okay. Greater, thank you so much. The right time, right time, right time, right time. Miss Lady T, happy holidays. Right time, right time. Oh, the Lord is a God of justice. Isaiah 30:18. Isaiah 30:18. I just kept reading and reading and reading until I got to that. I didn't even know that verse was out there. Isaiah 30:18. Good day, family. New subscriber here. What's up? I appreciate the dialogue and information. I hope I don't keep y'all that long today. I wanted to get through it. I don't want to rush nothing. I won't. If I'm going to display anything, I want to walk it through so you can understand it from my point of view as a veteran, and also I'm in cybersecurity, so I know that certain things need, and I've been in the federal government. Certain things, this is not what veterans, active duty people, this is not what soldiers, warriors, Navy men, sailors, Marines, this is not what we fight for. This is not what we fight for. So if I give you something, I try to keep you under 2 hours, but I got to break it down in a certain way so you can understand the pieces. Remember the cybersecurity term that I gave you before? It's called data aggregation, where you taking pieces and putting it all together. Look, you gotta build it sometimes. You gotta bake the cake. One thing about God, he always has a ram in the bush. So watch out, Medcalf family. His coming for y'all and whomever else is involved. Come on with it. The ram in the bush. I've heard that verse before too last week. There is a ram in the bush. There is a ram in the bush for Karmelo Anthony. There is a ram in the bush for Karmelo Anthony. And I think actually it's already been found. They just got to go through the process. And like I said, the Court of Appeals, when they're able to address the motion of appeal, it depends on their workload and timeline. But there is a way, there is an avenue called an expedited appeal, but I need to do my research to see if they have it in Texas. Expedited appeal. So we went over the 6th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and also the reversible errors. We went over Texas Penal Code 3907, and then we also went over Texas Rule of Evidence 901. Good gracious, we did some homework today. When the new defense get the real weapon, y'all listen. I went over that in the other live. I showed where Mike Howard supposed to have got a copy, the actual of the real weapon. Let me go to that slide. Let's see here. See that right there? Hold on. In the pre-motion, my head is in the way. Hold on. Read this while I go over. Oh no. I need to change the layout. Give me 1 second. I need to drop myself down. Mike Howard was supposed to have got all of the evidence and the actual weapon that was used, but why they didn't present it in court? And Mike Howard sat there with his bald face, and he let Judge Greg Willis have his way. That's why I know he was part of it. They didn't even bring the official weapon to court, and Mike Howard didn't even stand up and object to it. He just let it go, y'all. Let's see here. Let me come back up. I'm gonna read the comments for another. Let's see here. I told you I keep my receipts over here. When the new legal defense get the real weapon used, and they have their medical examiners go over autopsy. Yes. That's why I said that they need to run. Isaiah, okay, I already read it. Okay, is a Bible verse where the Lord counsels his people to find salvation and strength through rest, quietness, and trust rather than relying on humans. Yes, amen. But thank you for that. I brought up Isaiah 30:18. God is a God of justice. Yes, our words have power. Come on with it. I'm so sorry getting to this late, but I had to. Tomorrow, I'm going to read all the comments. Since you say they are because his family has wealthy, that makes them want to not reveal the actual dream since I was little, but whites know to sabotage blacks just for us being Israel, God's children. So maybe I keep my real identity private and leave it blank. As for me being what race, because I'm a business owner. Lord Karmelo in headlock. Eddie came over to stab. Karmelo got out. Eddie stabbed. All of that, bunny. All of that, bunny. Bring it out. The truth will always punch down a lie. The Most High, Abba Yah, got control of this situation. Our nephew Melo will be free to fulfill his blessed life. Yes. Everyone, please hit the like button. Yes. Subscribe to the channel. Yes. Turn on the notification. Please turn on the notification bell to all. That's how some viewers, investors under the video, like, how did I miss a live? YouTube does not notify you for every time I'm going live. So please hit the notification bell to all. Show your support. Thank you so much. The 14th Amendment ratified in 1868. This is a pivotal part of the United States Constitution that guarantees citizens an equal protection under the law, which made the law apply to us also. Yes, talk it in the chats. Talk it in the chats. What crazy is that the madcaps are willing to blame an innocent person for Austin's death instead of dealing with the facts. Yes, because they got to protect their ego. They got to protect their stance in the community. They got to protect their reputation, even though it is flawed because the boys are known bullies. That would never bring healing if the right person isn't in jail. Right. And that's why, you know why? This is why I think that Metcalf is mad. It's because he knows that Karmelo is not the one that did it. He knows that it was allegedly, possibly could have been his son that took away Austin. Y'all know, y'all already heard that Austin was the favor between the two twins. So he's mad at himself, right? At the possibility that Hunter took Austin away, or that one of the twins' friends accidentally stabbed Austin. He lost his life, and Karmelo is there. So trust me, Metcalf has a lot of his own demons he's facing, which is why he's so mad. But he loves to put up his Christianity and his religion as a cover. But we see past that. That's why he's mad, y'all, because he's frustrated. He knows that Karmelo Anthony is not the killer, but he has to be mad just to play a part of a mad, frustrated father. He knows Karmelo, but he has to put it up. He can't say, oh, my son, my son, my son. I heard Creflo Dollar teaches years ago that forgiveness and healings go together. Facts. And I ain't even read that. Tell the madcaps that. Tell the madcap that. Tell the madcap that. This is why we have to fight for the 14th Amendment and not let it reverse it, and not let the reverse it, trust me. In order for them to feel like that we are not entitled to these same rights, we have to give them the power to feel that way. And that's what I was trying to say in so many words at the beginning of the live when I was trying to get my words. In order for them to feel like we don't have the rights to bear arms, and 6th Amendment and 14th Amendment and all of the amendments and all of the Bill of Rights, we have to make them feel like they can control if we're protected by that. No, self-defense goes for us too in all of these amendments. I was in a police car. I asked the Father to forgive me and heal me. I was in a police car. I asked the Father to forgive me and heal me. I don't have any more about that story. I don't even, because I don't have the full context to it. I don't know how to respond. I'm actually stuck right now. I asked the Father to forgive me and heal me. I wish I had more context, but I pray that he did. I don't know what you did. But I know if the Father was black, which is sometimes society looks at that, our being, our innate God-given ability to be compassionate and forgive easy. If it was a black person, I would say that the Father probably did, even though he's still dealing with whatever happened in this situation. But for white America, don't take that for granted, because all of black America, we're going to forgive, but we also going to fight up. We're going to stand up and fight for our rights and our life. We're going to fight for our rights and our life. So keep trying our children. Keep trying us in Walmart. Keep trying us in the park. Keep trying us even for just existing. And you're going to get a rude awakening. Don't get tripped up and think that we are a loving, compassionate, forgiving people, but don't try us, because we see that y'all are taking that for granted, and you're taking advantage of us because you're thinking that we're all loving and forgiving and compassionate and God's people, which we are, but we also have a right to fight back. So just know that, okay? But I understand. Karmelo needs to take the stand of give his take on what happened, so that we can truly know what happened. The Texans need to interrogate him. I'm pretty sure the lawyers have already. That's why it's been rumored that Eddie Austin had him in a headlock. But I want to know how, if he was the one that actually delivered the blow, how did he get his arms up at that angle? But I don't think he did it. I can't. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Karmelo should have blood on his clothes, which we talked about. Types of wounds Austin and Eddie got, right? Blood on the clothes. The new defense would need to press. Yes. I did 90. 3 years probation. My lawyer was my friend. He charged me $5,000. I went back to work. I retired 24 years. I'm telling my testimony. I did what they think Karmelo did. God healed that ninja. This is deep. Okay. 3 years probation. My lawyer was my friend. He charged me $5,000. I went back to work. I retired 24 years. I'm telling my testimony. Okay. I did what they think Karmelo did. God healed that ninja. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you got rest. Cameras should not belong to the school, but so they're actually, hey, since I had so many people come under my video when I did about the cameras, they said it was the stadium. So really, who is the true owner of the stadium? So it don't. Hey, they said it's not a high school. I looked it up. It's not a high school. So you're right. The district staff is the district staff cameras. So the cameras should be monitored by a third-party system, not just the school. So since they tried to correct me on semantics, it's not a school, it's a district. It's a district system. So we don't got to worry about the schools. And listen, that actually makes it more easier, because we're not dealing with the school, we're dealing with a district that's getting federal funding. Hint, do you see what I'm saying? The district, it gets federal funding. So they're going to turn over everything possible, especially if the federal government gets involved in this. They get federal funding. Connect the points, connect the dots. They're not going to jeopardize nothing to lose federal funding. They got public schools there. They got public spaces there. They get federal funding. Oh my gosh, come on. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on in Karmelo fan? Oh gosh. Steve, Lord have mercy, facts. A year after my retirement, he begged for his life. The Most High showed me his funeral. I prayed for that brother though. Okay, I feel you. Okay. I see the story is coming. The righteous won't be forsaken. Okay, man, greater. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't, because wow. Okay. Please subscribe to this channel. And anytime I put a link up to people, for anybody want to come up, please, I want you to share your story if you want to, if you would like to. Happy 4th of July to all. I'm new, but I think I've been here once. But let's get in. Hellos to you, chat. Okay, justice for Karmelo. God, please keep watch over this young man. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Amen. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. I see Jeff and Mega Man Cal starting to get the message. We're going raw. Come on, buddy. We're going to keep dragging you them for their racist, hateful lies, and you're drifting, going to dry up. And y'all, guess what? It is starting to dry up. They're getting less and less fundings, because I said probably about 3 lives ago, there is a portion of white America that is actually starting to pause and say, hold on, this doesn't sound right. There is a portion of white America hold on, they saying this, but hold on. Black America is pushing back. Well, let's go to black content creators and let's see what they're talking about. I've had a lot of comments under the videos from white saying I'm white, and you actually giving some great points. So those funds are starting to dry up, y'all. Those funds are starting to dry up. Medcalf hasn't hit. I think if Medcalf hit 600,000 last year, he got a little bit this year, but he ain't got nothing really too funny after this trial. Visiting a pro Karmelo channel to try to convince us that you believe his conviction is correct. What? Visiting a pro Karmelo channel to try to convince us that you believe his conviction is correct is very telling. Keep the faith, Karmelo. You definitely have the. I don't know what. Hey, you probably did you leave out a word? I definitely don't believe his conviction is correct. And then the Medcalves are so entitled as to want an apology, and your son, the one, begin the whole incident. Listen, and your son is the one that began the whole incident from provoking the boy, and even come on with it, cheerleader. They fixing to find out that fat meat is greasy. Mike Howard is too coward to write back. I'm glad Lakeysha has written a clear explanation for him personally. I'm finna get my right on too tonight. You don't believe me? Watch me. I'll come back and share mine. I don't think he's gonna respond. When should have Miranda rights been invoked to protect? So in Texas, Bunny, in Texas, they don't have to read Miranda rights. They can, but they don't have to. It's not the law. I never heard that before, but in Texas, they don't have to read the Miranda law unless my research is wrong. But I thought that everybody needs Miranda rights to be read. So I'm saying, if you don't know, anytime you're being arrested, when they say you, even if they don't say you got the right to remain silent, but if you have the right to remain silent and anything that you say can be used in a court of law, listen, even if they tell you that, they read you your Miranda rights, or don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. If they ask you for your name, besides that, I want my attorney. Don't say nothing, because you see that Karmelo Anthony, when he was saying, hey, I told him not to put his hands on me. Now, it's funny that the other sector, they don't even pay attention to that. They only focus on, oh, he said it, when we already discussed how the video was sliced to make him say that he said it. God does not sleep or slumber. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, because you see it would be taken out of context. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? Do you think yes. Hey, how you doing? Hot Tish. I'm starting to think that Mike Howard did a lot of things to ensure that Karmelo get an appeal. Get out. Listen, Mike Howard, if he didn't, he need to be thinking right now. He put the necessary elements on the record right. Listen, if he did one thing intentionally or not, even at the beat to laugh at Black America, when he threw that ejection on the jury pool, that was, as the white man said on Fox News, that is Karmelo Anthony get out of jail free card. Come on with it now. But his hands dirty too. I'm gonna give him that 1 point. Hey, how you doing? Lady E? How you doing? Mike Howard probably was told to sit there. Well, guess what? He should have just bowed out. You welcome. He should have just bowed out, Charlotte. I believe he did, Mabel. Status and jurisdiction. They are in court of Christian black codes, a color of law with no statutes of jurisdiction. Black Christian clothes instead of the real statute. I need to look that up, Diane. If the appeal grants a new trial, there's an for who? The witnesses on perjury charges, Mike Howard on federal charges, Judge Roach on federal charges, Greg Willis on federal charges, the forensics expert on felony charges, also on the clerk for felony charges that done got fired. You're right. A harsher sentence for everybody involved in this case down, and even Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. The Department of Justice and the FBI almost had him in handcuffs because he's so corrupt. I already broke that down in 2 or 3 other videos. So you're right. Harsh punishments for everybody from the top down that threw this young man behind jails. Man, come on. Those courts people, judges are immigrants. Okay, unfair to Karmelo. I hope they would start with Hunter interview. Ooh, yes, Lord, that Hunter interview. They're trying to convince us that we did not see what we saw. Come on with it. Roach said allegedly was retiring. I heard yes. But as you see, Lena, and I know I'm just getting to these comments. But go back to the video where if you was already here at that time. I already showed you regarding the appeal process from that other investor. He got 75 days to respond to a motion of appeal and motion to recuse himself. Okay, something happened to Hunter at birth. He the Eva twin. Could this case be moved to the Supreme Court? Right. Yes. Federal government can take over. Yes, the federal government can take over. Hello. Hot. Yes, right. Okay. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? Ineffective assistance counsel is reversible error and can be I forgot about that. You are so right. That can be added to the appeal on top of the appeal because Mike Howard was not going to object to ineffective counsel if he's the defense attorney. So yeah, you're right. Hey, chat, just evil. Good morning. Hey, Tony, thank God you and the others for not giving up on Karmelo. No, never give up on Karmelo. Karmelo's case called for national reform on state judicial practice in Texas. This state is riddled with injustices when it comes to sentencing a 17-year-old black youth with no criminal past. Come on with it. Did y'all, and I got to do my research. Did y'all hear Dr. Richie? He said that there's other criminals behind bars with a lengthy past that did premeditate murder will be getting out ahead of Karmelo Anthony. Whew. I just gotta write this down. All right, let's see here. Once Howard seen the jury issue, he was supposed to file a notice of removal to have the notice of removal. Okay. Karmelo is writing a thesis on this right now. Mabel, Listen, we talked about this. Karmelo Anthony, believe it or not, God, what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good. Karmelo Anthony, who was going to go to school to be a lawyer. Right now, even though he's behind bars, Karmelo Anthony has access to the law library in prison. If Karmelo Anthony, a young man, we're going to send something to your spirit. I know right now you may be looking down in your cell, confused. It's been 25 days. You want to be home, but we're going to pray that God touch your heart and start escorting you to the law library, because you're there. Even though you're not sitting in a college atmosphere, you're there with some of the best books, and you got all the time in the world to start looking up cases and legal laws and penal codes for your own cases. I pray that Karmelo Anthony mentally is in the right place to start looking at even though he's behind bars, he has the law library at his fingertips. The law, and do y'all know how many, they call them what? Jailhouse lawyers that has been through something like this before. They can take him directly to the laws, the statutes, the penal codes. That means he don't have to stumble across what book to go to or whatever. He even probably got prison lawyers. Nah, man, here it is. Read this right here. Oh, for your case, guess what? I already been looking this up. I've been looking this up for you. Karmelo Anthony has a support team behind bars. I'm trying to tell you, God is just moving. God is moving. God is moving in this case in so many ways. That's right. It's national, not just Texas. I believe you. And so for everybody in your own state, start looking up your own penal codes. Start looking up what does your state say regarding evidence of the preservation of evidence, digital evidence, stand your ground, self-defense. What else? Multiple assailants doctrines. Start investigating, start doing research on what your case, what your state say about each one of these elements. And you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised the defense took a dive. You're right. That rhymes. Did the old lawyer have deleted? Listen, it's a lady E, even if he did, cybersecurity. Matter of fact, his phone need to be subpoenaed too. When they said, hey, we need you to sit this one out. But knowing him, he probably got a burner phone, just like Texas AG Ken Paxton did. But the federal government, they got enough tools to find out if you had a burner phone. But Mike Howard, I hope he ain't that stupid to still allowed them to send that type of stuff on his phones or emails. All that stuff can be tracked. Cybersecurity is called an audit log. Audit. Even if it's deleted, it's still there. Even if deleted, it's still there. It's still there. Karmelo's law enacted due to this level of blatant injustice by a judge, prosecutor, defense lawyer. This case should be studied. I already said that. Removal of the federal court would be a better than a change of venue too. I already said that too. I said that last week. I said that because you know why? Yeah, because matter of fact, and the reason why I said Killeen, Texas, for Fort Hood, right? Won't it be something if the racists get upset with veterans? Won't it be something? You see how they cuss me out and they talk crazy about me, Lakeysha, No Frizzy, even Lady E. Even Lady E, she got her channel. They go over there mess with her, right? But would they dare say anything to a veteran? Would they cuss out the veterans? Do you really want to play with some veterans? Do you really want to approach some veterans on the street and say, why did you find Karmelo Anthony not guilty? I don't think they would. First Cal? What? All of the whole entire fort would stand up in that community. What? You really want to go to war with First Cal? No. First Cavalry? No. I used to wear that patch. What? You having 50 to 60,000 soldiers riding up outside of posts? That's why I said that is the best county in Texas to have a change of venue. That's if the federal government don't take over the case. Now, the federal government can intervene at certain levels behind the scenes. Oh, why did I just rhyme? But you want MAGA to come down to Killeen and have all them soldiers stand up? Oh my gosh. I'm being serious though, even though I'm being animated, but that's my passion. I'm being serious. Do you think MAGA will ride up to 1st Cav Division, Fort Hood? And if the soldiers had to deliberate this case, who is going to confront a veteran, an active duty soldier on Fort Hood? When we're 50, 60,000 strong. That's where the tanks are. That's where armory is. That's where infantry is. Do you see what I'm saying? They get deployed. They rattle for battle. They are ready for battle. That's why I said Fort Hood is, hey, Justine, 2 hours and 41 minutes. I ain't gonna be on that long. Fort Hood. Go ahead and look it up. Fort Hood and Fort Bragg, and Fort Stewart, deployment stations. They ride. They ready. That's why I said Magna. That's why I said Fort Hood. Let me come down. That's why I said if it need to be a change of venue, if the federal government don't take over the case, Bell County, Fort Hood, Texas is the place to be. Those soldiers will scrutinize everything because a soldier is going to they're going to change places with Karmelo Anthony and said, if this evidence was against me or my battle buddy or my loved one, is it enough to find him guilty? They're going to scrutinize it because on their left or the right, when you standing up there 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning in PE, you got black, brown, white, everything. Some people, they best friends for real is blacks and whites and Asians. We have a different mentality until you show us who you are. That's why the military, they got all of these measures in place. If you're a racist and you try to hide in the military, you will be found out. You will be found out. That's why if it's there, it's so undercover. You gotta dig and dig to find, because nobody is blatantly. How can they be racist when they first sergeant, they got their promotion packet in their hand is black? Or the command sergeant major that sit at the top of the general of the whole entire post is black. And you were racist in the military? And I got your career in my hand? That's why I'm saying, y'all. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Now I'm finna go to the bottom. I'm only gonna, well, y'all got me again, almost going on 3 hours. How you doing, Carol? Let me scroll down. Now I'm finna go down to the bottom. Let me go down to the bottom. Let me go down to the bottom. Let me go. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Ooh, hold on. Let me go down. Hey, how you doing, Selmore, sweetie? I thought you were already now see here, Selmore, you gonna make me cry. I thought you wasn't following me since I was covering this case. I thought you was only a Shador Sanders supporter, which is fine. But thank you so much for even following me on this topic here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I got it. Many of us, Buffalo soldiers, come on with it. When Karmelo became a seasoned lawyer, he may even suppress. This makes him a master at his craft. Desert Storm. Oh, Selmore, that's who you are. Oh, Miss Tony, and we've been fighting and still doing it. Okay, that's who you are, Selmore. I had that patch. That was my first duty station. Did you hear them say, thank you so much, Selmore. Did you hear them say, did y'all hear them say that it took 4 officers to hold down Hunter? And they had to sedate him. So how was Mello going to deal? Miss Lady T, what you talking about? No, I never heard that. Did you hear them say that it took down 4 officers to hold Hunter and they had to sedate? Miss Lady T, hey, to everybody, here is my email address. Hey, please email all of this stuff here, because sometimes I can get to the chats and sometimes I can't. But here's my email address. Please email me, please, so I can refer to that, please. Because actually that's going to also build a case against Austin, because since they was twins, right? They were twins, same biological DNA. They were twins. This shows discipline and intelligence. Let's see here. Only had that semester, probably those kids was hooked on being goons, not scholars, right? It's always in the clouds, right? Regardless, it's always in the clouds. These people are easy. Let's see here. He had taken notes. Jeff Klein also had now you know he was lying. How can you have a 4.0 on and you always getting expelled in school and suspended? He lying. You know why he said that? Because Karmelo Anthony had a 3.7 and he had the up one. Karmelo Anthony. You know he lying, because you know how because that means that the prosecutor, that's one thing that he could have brought to the jury as part of the case, that Karmelo Anthony unkilled this student with a 4.0. They ain't bring none of that. No. They had to try to up one. Everyone phones. It's a few days prior to the incident. Look up court proceedings. Yes, look up court proceedings in your state. Exactly. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Candy? Hey, how you doing, Terrell? Free Karmelo Anthony, the Most High got you. Come on with it. Oh yeah. They, what you say? DC Fly. Oh, how you doing? I remember you too. Hey, how you doing? Miss Lady T, they are so jealous of Melo, including the parents. Them 21 scholarships hit different. Facts. I want to know what them students now that are already in college, I wonder how they feeling about their scholarships, because it's about to be taken. Yes, Rainbow, free Karmelo, justice. I just want Karmelo to stay strong and not lose his hope and faith in his lawyers. Not these lawyers. Or the world are playing for him to set free. No, I don't want, no. He's not in general population. Matter of fact, Keysha, I want to play this right here. I mean, they played this the other day. All credit to Keysha, where the bishop had said that he begged the Karmelo Anthony family, to put Karmelo on the stands. Some of the same sentiments that we had. Let's see here. I want y'all to hear this right here. And so I won't be able to read the comments and let you listen, but I'm going to go through the comments, okay? This is what the pastor said on Lakeysha. I got to pass. Let's see here. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me play this right here. This is why Judge Roach said he didn't want cameras in the courtroom.
So I was a little surprised when I found out that the judge from the Karmelo Anthony case granted a TV interview. He did an interview with WFAA, spoke about a lot of things, but there was one thing that really caught my attention. Again, this is a TV interview. We have the audio. Let's take a listen.
I have seen from other cases around the country where cameras in the courtroom changed the way that the judge acted, the lawyers acted, some of the witnesses acted, and we were not going to have that here. We were going to really isolate the purpose for which we were here for, which is to have that fair trial, and cameras in the courtroom did not enter into that equation at all.
Objection. Judge arguing facts not in evidence. You know, if you're a judge and a camera's in your courtroom and it changes the way you judge, that's your problem. That's not the problem with transparency. That's a problem with the judge. If a lawyer does anything other than try their case because a camera's in there, that's their problem. That's their mistake. That's their inability to be professional. But I'm surprised. All right, the judge didn't want cameras in the courtroom. I get it. We're going to talk about that, and I always talk about that. But he gave an interview about a case that just ended. Just ended. Is this normal? Is this what always happens?
I told you, there are white prosecutors, white attorneys, defense attorneys and judges that is upset about this case. Of course, we got black lawyers, but this is for the races in the room. That's why I'm saying it. I don't need white validation. I'm not trying to highlight that. But when I say things like this, I'm trying to tell the races in the room that they are white lawyers, white defense attorneys, white judges that is highly upset about this case. They are highly upset about this case because it puts the whole entire judicial system at risk. At risk. That means that now other defendants can appeal cases because they can say, oh, I believe that that's a Judge Roach over there, or that's a Greg Willis. Of course, they'll use other terms. This puts the whole judicial system at risk. And you know how many people is finna start questioning their defense attorney? What are you going to do a motion to suppress? This is why I'm telling y'all this. Are you going to, hey, the pretrial phase of this, what do you plan on throwing out? What are you going to allow? This is what you need to ask your lawyer. What are you going to allow in court? Let me go ahead and get through this right here. Oh, I want to find that, because Lakeysha, I definitely don't want to, because I'm very mindful of when I go on and when they have things scheduled. I definitely don't want to. I don't want to split your attention. I always respond. I don't question. I want to speak. Right. Let me find this right here. Keysha. Where's the video? I got so many. I got so much. Okay, here it is. I think this is it.
Yourself. You gonna be like, hey, you better move. Hey, you better move. Okay, you ain't gonna move. You better move. Yeah, you gonna move. Yeah, you gonna.
So this may be the clip. This may not be the clip. So it's only 2 minutes.
You gonna move. If you don't move, come on, y'all. Stop it.
Let me address some people in the chat. Okay, so we have AQ24, and we addressed this one because they wanted me to mention that we don't really know if Karmelo actually did that. So we did.
We don't know.
Someone said, Milton Brewer says something done in Denton County is taken to Collin County. They understood too many blacks in Denton County and they couldn't pull it off there. So what he's assuming is, what I've learned is that this case could have been, I guess, taken to somewhere else. I'm not sure about that, but I heard people.
Let me tell y'all something about Collin County. I'm from down. Let me tell you about Frisco. You don't want to get caught up in Denton, Frisco, and Arlington. Majority is white judges. They are not trying to hear it. Through any history, I've been there. You get caught, and then if it was bought in Dallas, it would have been a fair trial. Why didn't they bring it in the biggest city? They intentionally they want to get in Dallas. You know why? Because it would have been fair. They didn't want to do it. The lawyer, I don't think he pushed it to move it. Why? If he had to push it and move it, we would not be here talking like me and you talking. You know why? Because end of the day, a lot of truth would have came out. He in where it happened at, where it already been talked about a whole year. You don't think them 12 juries ain't heard about this case? And then everybody and their mama heard about it. The boy had no chance. They should have moved. They gave him a fair. But listen to me, baby, please. They were not trying to be fair. Y'all stop saying that. And any black that would say he got a fair trial of justice. Watch this. He didn't get a fair trial and justice no way. So even if you felt like he was guilty, even if you felt like he murdered in your heart, he did it intentionally, he still didn't get a fair trial. That's the point. He didn't get a fair trial. It's not fair when you don't put people on the trial that could make a decision based off the evidence instead of their emotion. So when you got people emotion upset and mad, it don't care who came. If they would have came in there and said, Austin spinning his face and did this, when people mind made up, Moses himself couldn't change it. So it don't matter. Go ahead.
And Monica, thank you so much for your super chat. She says, keep up the good work. Now, Bishop, this is one of the questions that everybody has.
Okay, so that's not the one, but that was good information. Hold on. Only got 2 Maybe this is the one that said that he asked the daddy.
Sometimes we try to fit in with people. Even his friend betrayed him. You know why he did that? It's because he liked it Austin more. He was pressured. So he changed his story.
Oh, he's talking about Eddie.
You know why he didn't stand up for
Eddie.
him? Come on, y'all know kids. If he had to stand up for Karmelo, all them other kids would have went against him. And so he wasn't willing to risk his life, his family life, to stand up for what's right. Y'all got to look at all these kids. They didn't want to risk a lot, and it would have made them. If you really can pull them up, if y'all can really get them phone, ain't nothing off the phone. It's nothing deleted. Everything in the space. If we can get those phones, I believe somebody texted Austin and told him he was under here and started something. I believe somebody did something to make this happen. If you look at how he was walking, if you look at, he wasn't walking and talking and walking, talking, y'all walk, kicking together. He walking with some purpose. He was walking with some purpose. You're not going to see that because you're not from the streets. You're not going to see that because you don't know what goes on with kids. I don't care if it's Frisco. I don't care if it's Plano. There's a wannabe gangster in everybody's hood. There's a wannabe tough guy in everybody's hood. I don't care who they is. And if you look at the history, if you do the homework, think about it. These boys were suspended. They weren't even supposed to be there at the game. If they suspended, let's look at it. These young men was already in trouble. That's why I say we hated what happened, but God saw everything. God see what we don't see. Think about it. You think he lost his life by chance? Out of all places, why did he get stuck there? That caused his life. Some people say he had to put pressure in the heart. Whoever, it was a freak accident, and he hit him in a place that God knew his time was up. Who can tell what he did that we don't know about? We don't know. I believe this in my heart. Nothing happened by chance. That's my rule of life. I believe that this, even though you might say, so you say God in it? No. God see what we don't see. God know what we don't know. Somewhere, I believe in my heart, Austin, this ain't the first time that he done bully a kid, out muscle a kid or something. Somewhere, he done practiced his behavior. Somewhere. I don't think there's one chance all of a sudden God allowed this to happen to this young kid. I believe in my heart, I just believe somewhere he done had some history where he done did something to some people that we don't know about. I just believe it. And this day, he ran up on that caused his life. I don't care if it's pride, I don't care if it's ego, I don't care if it caused him his life. Why did it cause him his life? Because he didn't use a kind word. He didn't use love. He didn't use, let me let this guy he didn't use no Christian values. When you use Christian values, you get Christian response. When you don't use Christian, when you do it in your own natural, the devil come to kill, steal, and destroy. Sometime in life, you can call death on yourself. It don't make no difference what age it is. God saw what's in his heart that we didn't see. It could have been 20 more years later. He could have been a killer of black people. It could have been 20 more years. He could have been a monster. We don't know. But when you have a father that talk the way you talk, don't you notice his mama and his daddy ain't really connect together and talk together really? Can y'all see that? That's a reason, something that his wife know about the dad. Come on. And I believe that innocent woman, I think she hurt, but don't you know that she might know something about herself? She just don't want to get out there because she don't want to get in trouble with God. Don't you know?
Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, Bishop. So you know, now that this, let me just read this too. Milton.
Okay, that was some good stuff too. Hold on. Let's say that was it. I played that one. There's only two more.
After I talked to my phone. But here's the fact though. Even I keep hearing people saying he didn't get jumped on by 4 guys. Okay, man, so what? What do that mean? That don't change the fact. You no matter what they say, you still want to see Karmelo Anthony, this young man, throw it away. Because we're not even banking on that. Even if it was 4 guys, but we do know it was 2 heavyweights. We do know that. It was 2 brothers there. So that alone would bring fear to me. Forget the 2. If you weigh bigger than me, it would bring fear to me. Because the weight side. Now watch this. Somebody said, why he just didn't get up and move. Now I gotta sit down in a different look now. I gotta get close to where you can see my eyes. Show me where a black young male gonna listen to a 17-year-old Caucasian male and think he gonna validate with an attitude, telling him to move from under tent. You didn't say it nice. You told me you were going to move me on your own, and you tell me why he didn't move. Because he's 17. In reality, no another kid ain't going to listen to no another kid unless known he's a white guy. Let me get the honest with y'all. Why? Because black kids already feel like whites been treating them bad. Black kids already feel that they ain't got no respect. They treat them like a dog. They call them monkeys. They call them niggas behind those. They already got in their mind that they've been treated bad. Now you going to send a white kid to tell me to get in the rain and belittle me in front of everybody? Let me tell you why he didn't move. Just like Rosa Parks didn't move when she was sitting in that bus and they told her to get in the back. You know why she didn't move? Because she got tired of people treating her people like we nothing. She got tired of people. Some people say, long as she on the bus, she just should have gotten in the back, but she made history. Watch it up. Because she took a stand for people who've been oppressed for years. She didn't do it for herself. She did it for her people. She did it for people who've been treated bad, who've been stepped on. That's why she did it. Okay, so why did Karmelo do it? Let me tell you. He did it because he's a young black man. And he feel like the reason why Austin doing that to him, because they don't respect us. They treat us bad. We don't have no rights. If 2 people get in trouble, y'all know it's true. You got cops would pull over a black male and go in his car and everything, and he got insurance and driver's license. Was still certain because he felt like blacks ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna call him turn fire, so he run over you. What you say?
Have you heard the Metcalf? What is his name? Jeff Metcalf. Have you heard his racist rants? Have you heard any of those?
Do you got?
All right, so it got to be the last one then. It's the last one then. I'm trying to just want to play where he said he told her father to put Karmelo on the stand.
Okay, so he was in the wrong. So they go through, they play these games, because I've been through the system.
Here we go.
They play this game, and now all these kids in agreement. So when they go, here's the problem I got, Lakeysha, with all of this. The lawyer, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Metcalf talked to me on the phone. Jeff, Metcalf, we had a talk. This is what he told me. He told me, I didn't know this.
Now this is exclusive, y'all. Wait a minute, Bishop. Now this is an exclusive because this just happened.
This just happened. This just happened the other day. And he know I ain't lying. The Holy Ghost, God know I ain't lying. He said that the DA and the lawyer, y'all might have went to school together or whatever.
There it is.
They know each other personally. They're friends. This is what he said. I said, what? He said, they friends. I said, oh my God. How is it that this lawyer, watch this here, you don't think it's possible if we friends? Let's be honest. Hey man, we got to beat this case. We can't let this case. Listen, You represent them, but don't push it. Leave it some room where I got to have it. And I let you get 5 more. I let you get some cases, and I let you win and go through whatever. And I got to have this. Do this for me, buddy. This is going to make this look good.
That, Bishop, because I don't remember, but somebody said that the lawyer was doing good up until he met with the DA. I got to go back and look at my notes.
He wasn't doing good. Let me tell you something why he wasn't doing good. Let's stop playing. He wasn't doing good because when he allowed no blacks to get on there, he should have been screaming and hollering.
No. Not during this time. They said like the first couple of weeks or like the first month, he seemed to be doing good. I'm not talking about the lawyer.
In the trial, I don't think he was saying to be good, because let me tell you something. All them 21 kids, 23, they got up there, he should have crossed every time.
No. The attorney was horrible. They were saying when they first hired him, and he got Karmelo out, I think, for the bond hearing or something, they said he seemed to be good then, but then after he met with the district attorney, they said they were starting to wonder why they should keep him.
Well, here's the thing. It was a black judge that lowered the bond. Watch this. They didn't even want to do that. I don't give him no credit for that. And it was my pastor friend that bonded him out. Corey Tony is the one, no limit bail bond, is the one that bonded him out with no cost. And so that other stuff, let me tell you why this lawyer. I've been through a trial. I've been through this. And it's evident that never in history, I ain't never seen a lawyer just in China, didn't have no witness for him, didn't have nobody but 2 people. Then they was like they was on they done twisted up and made it look like they on a district attorney side. And so, well, let's look at the conclusion of it. What lawyer? You can tell me if he was for him. One thing about a lie, it always exposed itself. Why didn't he call his pastor, his teacher?
Yeah.
When they gave him sentence, why he just used the mama? Let me tell you why he used the mama. He know everybody, the mother gonna say, have mercy on my son. She wasn't a good talker. You done talk to her family. She don't do that much talking. She just said, my baby doesn't. They not trying to hear them folks angry. They mad. They want revenge. The Christians want revenge. They don't want to give it to the Lord. The Christians want revenge. And so why didn't he do that? You know why? When I went to jury trial, even though they gave me a bunch of time, I had about 10 witnesses.
Right. That's what the lawyers that I had on my panel, that's what they said. They said when they know that their client is going to get some time, they said they have so many witnesses.
Everybody. I'm calling the priest that touched the little boy and everything. I'm calling everybody. I'm calling everybody, even if they ain't credible. I'm calling everybody.
Right.
But they didn't do it. You know why? It's because he didn't represent him the right way. Watch this. Let me share this with you. I want you to catch this. So I talked to his daddy. His daddy said he went to the press release.
Listen.
Watch this. To make peace.
Oh, God dang. Y'all, that was it. God, that was it. So go back to Lakeysha. Keysha, y'all know that interview. And I must have do an audio clip of it. But in that interview, Bishop is going to tell Lakeysha and the whole entire audience that he begged Karmelo's father to put him on the stands, and I don't know how I missed that. But yeah. But I bring it back to you. But you if you seen that interview did very well. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The bishop asked him to please put Karmelo Anthony on the stands, and he didn't. But that was so that's where I got it from. That Mike Howard and Greg Willis, they knew each other behind the scenes. And somebody else had said on another podcast, I think the initials, well, we can't even trust him no more. But Greg Willis was Mike Howard's, one of his professors in college. It was they have some type of connection with whatever school they went to. So, hey, it is what it is. So, Vestas, I don't want to keep you no more longer. It's been 3 hours and 9 minutes. Please be safe out here, and I will see you tomorrow afternoon. The 10th and tomorrow afternoon. Somebody did put that Texas does have an expedited appeal process. So I want to go over that. I'm gonna do my homework on that. If not, I'll say that for Monday. But I'll come back tomorrow and there's going to be a live. So put the notification and bells on where I'm going to read every one of your comments and I'm going to drop a link if you want to come to the stage and just let out your ideas and frustrations, because as you see the chats, sometimes it's character limited and sometimes what you convey in the chat is not exactly what you want to say. So tomorrow, hey, I want to see all of you over here. Okay. I want to hear your voice. If you like to come up and speak, you don't have to turn on the camera. But I'm going to read every last chat within a certain period. And we're going to make it do what it do over here. Okay. So yes, get the school handbook. Okay. Yeah, y'all up. Oh, you crazy. You wish we were. You wish we were. Be safe and sound, family. Yes. They want some attention. Hold on. Guess what? I'm finna give them some attention. Hold on. They want some attention. Let me give it to them. Ghosts. They ghosts. So until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees. And Tony Talks Vested Up Compelling Sports Edge. And we're going to say the Invisible Black Network. The Invisible Black Enterprise Network. If you don't know what I mean, go back to the last live on Thursday, okay? Because that's what we're doing over here. We are the Invisible Black Enterprise Network. We making it do what it do over here. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you. I don't want to keep you no longer, okay? But thank you so much. Thank you. Please be safe out here. Be safe. The multiple assailant law, that is considered a deadly weapon. So that means that Karmelo Anthony, he meant deadly force with deadly force. If being circled with 4 people, 2 people together was almost 500 pounds, 440. That means he meant deadly force with deadly force. If they could have had their way with Karmelo Anthony, we would be singing a different tune. Definition of defense of property. Since Hunter just said that Austin grabbed his property before the fight took place, that means that those boys was aggressive. This young man is sitting up in the bleachers minding his own business. Let me paint the stage since Mike Howard didn't do it for the jury. He's sitting up there invited under the tent. And Tony Talks Vested Up. How you know they coming with aggression? Because we saw how they was walking up to them stands. And they went up in the stands. And Hunter just told exactly what happened. He said, we walked up to him and told him to move. Aggression. He still didn't do nothing. They tell him to move. All these multiple people, 150, 220, 220, maybe 150, 150. Oh, it's hot. It's hot under that tent. You don't know what's going on. The original people that saw the video, it said it happened in a matter of seconds. That's sufficient evidence. The prosecutor has a burden of proving every element of the defense beyond reasonable doubt. If it cannot do so, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. The prosecution has the burden of proving every element of offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If you can't do so, it said every element, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. What did Hunter say? Then Hunter say, we went up to him. Oh, Hunter. Oh, Mike Howard. Oh, prosecutor Greg Willis. Oh, Judge Roach. Oh, Texas AG Ken Paxton. Multiple assailants. That they don't think that he should have took those measures to protect his life with the weight of a middle schooler. So for everybody that's painting that Karmelo Anthony reached around in his bag and got the weapon, tell Hunter that, because Hunter just said that Austin took his bag. They want us to believe that Karmelo Anthony threw away his future for Austin Madcalf. With this 3.7 GPA, graduating the next month, no disciplinary action, captain of the football, captain of the track, and 21 scholarships. Get out of here.